9, doing it mostly on the defensive side, and they fell to the Southern Columbia Tigers 43-0 to open up the season. Selinsgrove lost on the road at Pottsville 12-0. Then they lost to Jersey Shore 9-7. That was at home here. And then last week they went to Shamokin on Saturday, and they won that game 33-0, and that's where we are. Again, join us on our YouTube channel, SBC Sports Live. We welcome all our viewers as this one is underway. Selinsgrove kicks it away. Deep man takes it at the 10, 15, 20. Between the hash, that's Wilk, still going. Showing some quickness to get all the way to the 35-yard line. On the stop that time was Andrew Sassaman. He's just a sophomore, 5'9", 165 pounds on the special team stop for the Selinsgrove Seals. And the Seals will go on defense first, as we've talked about, but a good return by Berwick puts it all the way out the 35-yard line.
Pat, it's kind of reminiscing a little bit. All these names are the same. The Wilk kid, I'm sure it's his brother that plays down at East Carolina at this point. I remember watching him on television.
He's a good one, and his brother's had a good start to his career for the Berwick Bulldogs, as he's going to split to the right. He's going to line up in the slot on the right. Quarterback under center for the Dogs. First play, gives it to the deep man, straight up the middle, nothing there. Route them all in on the stop. Gets in there, gets help from Rumberger as well. Maybe a half yard, that's going to be it. It'll be a second down and long for the Berwick Bulldogs. Their quarterback, as we talked about, Matt Lonzinski, big guy. He's got nice size from the quarterback position.
He's very big. Again, love the gang tackling. At least 4 or 5, 6 blue shirts right there.
After the short pickup, so it'll be a second down and long. Just underway here from Harold L. Bullock Memorial Field. Selinsgrove at 1-2, Berwick at 1-2. As Berwick comes out in I formation, quarterback drops back, looking for the quick pass, unable to make the connection. Looking out there for number 6, and that is Slabinski, unable to make the connection. So just like that, it's a third down and long for the Dogs.
This is interesting, Pat. They were in I-Pro, both pro sets. Didn't show a lot of that on their prior 2 game films.
So we talked about Coach Carm. He's going to bring everything. You know that, and things are going to slowly come out.
Third and long.
It's a third down and long. Third down and long for the Berwick Bulldogs. 2 wide receivers going to split to the right. Broken eye behind Lozinski. There's going to be flags thrown there. Play clock winds all the way down, and a big penalty there. We talked about trying to cut down penalties as coaches have been dealing with. We go all the way back to not having the second scrimmage. So we knew in the first game you're going to have a lot of penalties. But for a lot of these programs, I've looked at a lot of the box scores. Penalties are an issue. So give Selinsgrove credit. A week ago, they only had 4 of them in their 33-0 win over Shamokin.
Third and very long right now.
So changes the dynamic here as quarterback will be faced in a third down. We're calling it third down and about 14 for the Berwick Bulldogs. First possession of the night for either team. Lozinski drops back, throws a nice pass, but behind his intended receiver that time. That was Kishball, that was the intended receiver. Defended well, hits the turf. It's a 4th down in a punting situation here for the Berwick Bulldogs.
So if this works out, Pat, it's exactly what we just mentioned. The Seals should get the ball somewhere around midfield. Nice defensive stand for that first series. But again, didn't see a shotgun look. Maybe there's some issues with the snapper from a week ago for Berwick.
Noor will drop back to punt this away for Berwick. Gets it away off the left side. He's going to bounce out of bounds. Nope, it's going to stay in bounds. Coming up is T. Hoover. He makes the pickup and gets about a yard or 2 before he's knocked out of bounds. Short of the 45-yard line goes Teague Hoover. So Selinsgrove will take over. And as you talked about it, Coach, at good field position all the way out at their own 43-yard line to start their first offensive possession here tonight. No score between the Seals and the Dogs.
There's the pick on the start of the game. That's it.
Yep, they get that first win. Yep, that's the first battle, so they win that, get good field position to start out first down and 10. Pastor in a shotgun formation. Heil all set to the left of him. He's going to get the call between the tackles. Gets to the 45. It just muscled his way close to the 48-yard line. They're going to say the ball hit the turf, and they're going to say Berwick got it.
Turn it over.
So a turnover as Heil was pushing to try to get the extra yards, and you saw Berwick celebrate, and it wasn't until official came in and said, yep, that is Berwick ball. So now Berwick's going to have great field position at the Selinsgrove 47-yard line to start their second offensive possession.
They must have ripped the ball because you couldn't tell from this angle, from where we are, if he dropped it. I think it was ripped out on the way down. That's what it looked like.
So Lozinski will bring out the Dogs. Good field position at the Selinsgrove 47-yard line. Takes the snap. Deep man gets the call. Between the tackles, that's Mason, and he is hit hard, but he's able to fall forward as he's going to take it to the 44-yard line. So it's going to be a pickup about 3 for Berwick.
Romberger played that very, very well.
And Mason's a tough. I've seen him since he was a freshman, and he's an explosive kid. He's definitely put some weight on, and he's the workhorse. 23 carries a week ago for the Berwick Bulldogs. Lozinski will come out in I formation once again with the wide receivers each side. No score. Man goes in motion from left to right. Taking a snap. Deep man gets the call again. Some room. Secondary. And he's going to be stopped as he tried to stretch it to the 38-yard line. Looks like they'll mark it about the 39-yard line. So it's going to be a third down and a long one for the Berwick Bulldogs in Selinsgrove territory. No score between the Seals and the Dogs.
Berwick was a little counter action in the backfield on that one. Again, it's the first time. I haven't seen much of that type of look all season so far. That's a tough play.
They come out in I formation once again. Big third down play here for the Berwick Bulldogs. Trying to keep the drive alive. Selinsgrove showing blitz. They come. Give it to Mason. In the backfield and driven to the turf. Blowing that up off the right side. Is that Rumberger making the big hit off the right? Yes, it is.
Big play. Fourth down play. It looks like the punt team's coming on for Berwick. Great defense, Selinsgrove.
Selinsgrove gave the ball up on their first offensive play, giving Berwick great field position, but as you heard Steve say, that's just a great defensive stop, great play to keep Berwick from picking up a first down, so they're going to have to punt it away. This is Noor punting it away. Goes off the left once again and sails out of bounds, so not a good punt that time by the Berwick Bulldogs. Selinsgrove will get good field position as the official will travel beyond the 25 out to the 28-yard line. Selinsgrove now will take over their second possession of the night. Their first one ended on the first play on a fumble by Brandon Heil, but no score at this point here in the first quarter. 8:55 to go in the opening quarter. It's the Seals with the ball, first down and 10.
That looked to be a 12-yard punt by Berwick.
There's been 2 punts by Noor that have didn't look very good, so I'll have to keep that in mind as the game goes along. Howe gets the call again. Hit as he gets to the 30-yard line. He'll fall forward. Wilk on the stop came up and lowered the boom. That's a good matchup between
yes, it is.
Wilk and Brandon Heil on that one.
Yes, it is, and he's running downhill from his safety position. You see what they're doing, what we talked about earlier. They're in a 4-3 cover 2 shell, which means 2 safeties, and those guys are run support safeties.
And boy, he brought it that time, did Wilk.
Susceptible to play action though, Pat, if he plays that hot.
Well, they're going to split guys to each side. You got the tight end split far to the left. Pastor dropping back. And he fumbled a little bit as he went to throw the ball, and he's able to gather it. Coming in, making the initial hit that time was Alex Hacker, the junior for the Berwick Bulldogs. And Pastor looked like he was fortunate just to hold on to that one, but there's a loss in the play, and now it's going to be a third down at about 15 for the Seals.
Heavy pressure. Their 2 inside tackles basically ran through that. Mark didn't have much time on that play.
Up front, English, Blockus, Hartman, Taylor, and Kishball for the Berwick Bulldogs, putting that pressure on Pastor that time. Third down and long for the sophomore quarterback. Going to drop back, gets rid of it. Behind his intended receiver, Grove. It's going to hit the turf, fall incomplete, and it'll be a punting situation here for the Selinsgrove Seals.
Okay, it was open. He's just got to kind of relax, get to the state he was a week ago, and not be rushed. That's tough on a young kid with the pressure in his face. But that was open, and he had time to get the ball out there. So they'll come back to it.
Bankus and Wilk will drop back. They're standing inside their own 35-yard line, waiting for the Carter punt. Looking to get a good snap here. Not much pressure. He's able to get it away. Good punt.
Nice punt.
And it's fumbled. And it recovered by the Berwick Bulldogs. It's a muff on that one, but they're able to jump right back on top of it. As was number 5, Bankus, who was able to jump on top of it. But again, it gives Berwick good field position for their third offensive possession here tonight. No score. We're in the first quarter. We're sitting at 7:28 to go in the opening quarter between the Seals and the Berwick Bulldogs.
Seems to be a punt fest so far. Nice punt. Nice punt by the Seals.
So I go back to seeing about whether the defense can find their way into the scoring column for the Selinsgrove Seals, as they've done it in a bunch of different ways here this season, and looking for possibly defense to score. That would be awesome for the Seal defense. Handoff goes to the deep man. That's Mason. Caught, taken down, lost on the play. Rushing through that, number 62 that time for the Seals. That's Catherman, one of the initial guys in on the play. Loss of 2. It'll be a second down and 12.
Pat, we've got a new quarterback in for Berwick. 17 is in there. Noor just took the shotgun snap.
He'll come in to the huddle now. The second down and long here. And as you said, they went for that wildcat look and went right to Noor, as he's going to stay in there. Mason will be offset to the right of him. They're in the shotgun formation with 2 wide receivers split to the left. Taking the snap. Noor's going to keep it straight between the tackles. Got a lot of room into the secondary. Is able to get away from Teague Hoover. Finished off by Nate Allman, but into Selinsgrove territory to the 47-yard line goes Ben Noor for the Berwick Bulldogs, as they've had their most impressive run of the night, and it comes out of the Wildcat formation.
Wildcat inside zone read. Second man through was the quarterback, the Wildcat position. That was a nice play. It's tough to defend.
So a first down pickup for the Berwick Bulldogs. 6:24 to go in the opening quarter. No score. Selinsgrove showing blitz. High off the left side. They're going to go away from him, as they're going to go straight up the middle. Nothing there. Stack it up. Rothenball, Rumberger, Ethan Miller able to get in there.
Blue shirts everywhere.
And right now they're telling Steve Miller just get back to the huddle. We're having a little bit of a chit-chat there with English for the Berwick Bulldogs. But it was T. Hoover came in and said, let's just get back to the huddle and let's play another down. Second down and 10 after nothing on the run that time for the Berwick Bulldogs.
That was the same play that went for a big gainer to the other side, wide side of the field. It's a zone read by the quarterback position, which is a running back in a Wildcat set.
He'll stay in there as well, is Noor, as Lozinski is still on the sideline on the far side.
Timeout.
There'll be a timeout taken here, as the Berwick Bulldogs will take a timeout. Berwick has won the last 2 games here at Selinsgrove. In 2019, they won 23-7. In 2018, they won 21-7. Berwick is 4-1 in their last 5 games at Selinsgrove. Look at the last 10 games for the Berwick Bulldogs, 2-8. They've scored under 14 points per game at 13.8. They've put up 25-plus points only 2 times in the last 10 games. They've been shut out twice. Now they've given up 23.5 points per game in the last 10 games, 29-plus points 4 times. And also, they've given up at least 2 touchdowns in 9 of their last 10 games, and they've had no shutouts, have the Berwick Bulldogs. So as Carm's trying to change some things here and better things here, he's shown that a bit of an uphill battle here over the last 10 games for the Berwick Bulldogs. Now for the Selinsgrove Seals, we talked about it, that they ended a streak a week ago of 11 games without a touchdown pass, ended up getting 2 of them. Did sophomore quarterback Mark Pastor, and did it in a big way to start the game with the 58-yard touchdown reception by Gavin Bastian. It was the first multiple passing touchdown performance since week 8 in 2019. In the rush defense, after 3 games, in 2020, Selinsgrove given up 380 yards, 128 yards per game, and 3 touchdowns. This year, just 98 yards per game for the Seals defense. Noor drops back, looking over the middle, and it's overthrown, intended for English. That makes you wonder what's happening with Lozinski on the sideline, because Noor tried to find English over the middle. I think he had him, but just it sailed, and English was unable to make the connection.
Pat, he's throwing with receiver gloves.
I see that. Now Lozinski's coming back in now. So he'll come back into the game on now a 3rd down and 10. So offensively, Berwick tried to bait him with some of the wildcat look, and then they tried to hit the tight end who was slipping out from the right side of the formation, but fell incomplete. It's a 3rd down and 10 for the Berwick Bulldogs. Taking a snap is Lozinski, looking straight over the middle.
Wait.
But it's well overthrown. It was intended for the leading receiver, Ben Noor. Brandon Heil on the coverage.
Nice defense there. Berwick's having some issues throwing the football. There's no question about it. And it looks like Norris coming up limping from that play. He's limping, running back a little bit. He's also the punter.
Yeah, coming into tonight, I mean, he is their leading receiver for the Berwick Bulldogs, so can't have him as you're trying to figure things out from the offensive passing situation. And like I said, now he's got to gather himself after running 45 yards down the field, come back, and look to punt this one away, trying to pin Selinsgrove deep in their own territory. Best punt of the night so far by Noor. Receiving Tucker Teets at the 20, takes it at 25, still going to the 30. A late flag thrown in as Tucker Teets able to get away from the pack. Up the right sideline, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown for the Selinsgrove Seals.
Unfortunately, that thing's coming back, Pat.
The flag all the way back at the 27-yard line, and the official standing right on top of it, which would indicate that this one's going to come back. So if that is the case, that's 2 now that Tucker Teets has taken the distance for a touchdown, 1 a week ago, and now tonight. And it takes away a touchdown for Tucker Teets in the special teams.
You know what? He threw that flag early. I will say that. I saw him throw it right as soon as that bunched up for Teets. And that's unfortunate. That's part of the game. That's unfortunate. They got to respond to it.
Well, we talk about candidates for the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game, and, you know, a penalty on what was going to be a punt return touchdown for Tucker Teets will be called back, and that's obviously a candidate for the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game, with the game 0-0 at this point between both teams. Both teams trying to get good things going offensively. We got 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter, but again, that punt return by Tucker Teets is called back on a penalty. That's the 2nd week in a row that's the case.
Boy.
And now they're forced to have the ball at their own 19-yard line, as Mark Pastore will send Nate Ahmed split far to the left. Bastion to the right.
This is their blitz look.
Pastore takes the snap, gives it to Heil, trying to get to the edge. He's
Got
got
the
some
edge.
room. He breaks through 2 tackles. He's at the 40, the 50. He's going to take it the distance. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown for the Selinsgrove Seals. 81-yard touchdown run by senior running back Brandon Heil. Took it off the left side, ran between 2 tackles, and takes it the distance for a touchdown for the Selinsgrove Seals.
They caught Berwick in the blitz. They were in man coverage. There was no run support. Once Brandon broke the line of scrimmage, he was gone. Great call, great timely call by the offensive staff for Selinsgrove, and obviously blocked very well. And Brandon Heil. Great play, Seals.
Now come out and tap the extra point here. Carter Young will kick this one up plenty of distance, and it sails through, and it's good. So the Selinsgrove Seals, as they did a week ago and the week prior to that, got on the board first. And this one comes on an 81-yard touchdown run by senior running back Brandon Heil. Another 1-play drive. Had 2 of those a week ago for the Selinsgrove Seals. It takes just 13 seconds to put points on the board. And again, the extra point's good. Selinsgrove leads with 4:48 to go in the opening quarter over the Berwick Bulldogs. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary.
Pat, so much for hanging your head after a long punt return touchdown, right?
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row.
It's the perfect medicine. Have a punt return called back, and then in the ensuing possession, you turn it into a touchdown for the offense. This one comes on an 81-yard touchdown run by Brandon Heil, as he puts another touchdown to his credit here in the 2021 season for the Selinsgrove Seal offense.
Did you notice the gear he kicked it in?
Yeah, when he
there wasn't a white shirt within 10 yards of them once he was in the open.
He was able to take between two would-be tacklers, and like you said, he just turned it on and off he went. Taking it off the return man for the Bulldogs. Off the right side, hit as he crosses the 25. A helmet comes off, and there's a flag on the play. Thrown behind the Selinsgrove Seals coverage guys. So as they're going to chit-chat about that a little bit, I want to remind you that Mark Stevens will help you through the workday, finishing off the 107-minute superset and starting each hour, 7-song superset. It's all on your favorite classic rock through the workday on Eagle 107 and Eagle107.com. Also, the Bucknell Bison can be heard on 100.9 The Valley. Pregame show starts at 5:30 with the kickoff at 6. It's the Bison, and it's on 100.9 The Valley.
So legal use of the hands, 10 yards back. That's interesting. That was the back judge that called that play from back here.
He had to throw the flag 35 yards
just so people knew
there was a flag on the play.
Obviously, it was the right call.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think I've seen too many calls that wouldn't be the right call. But it's the right call. So now Berwick looks up the scoreboard. They find themselves trailing 7-0 after the 81-yard touchdown run by senior running back Brandon Heil. 4:40 to go in the opening quarter. D-man gets the call. It's Aiden Mason, nothing there. Ethan Miller, Brandon Heil, Crossan, all involved in the stop there. So,
that was a nice play.
Coming off the edge, loss of 2 on the plays. It'll be a second down and long for the Berwick Bulldogs. Having a hard time against, as all 3 teams Selinsgrove's played this year have done, a difficult time against this defense.
Really like the energy. Keep saying that. That's so evident with this defense. There's energy in every spot.
After this play, we'll take a look at updated scores on our Blaze Alexander Nissan out-of-town scoreboard. Quick throw to Wilk this time, tackled immediately. Brandon Heil goes from his linebacker position, sees the throw going from Lozinski out to Wilk, and he's there in a flash.
He baited him, Pat. He simply baited him. He baited him to throw out to the empty set.
And he got there and made the tackle right away, makes it a third down and long. Updated scores for you. Shikellamy leading Executive Education Academy 14-6. Danville Loyalsock locked up at 0-0. Williamsport leading Central Mountain 7-0. Mifflinburg leading Hughesville 7-0. The Central Mountain Williamsport game is our Blaze Alexander 4 tough game of the week. Lozinski looking over the middle, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Ben Noor. Defended well out there by Rumberger. And just like that, it's a 4th down and a punting situation for the Berwick Bulldogs.
Have they completed a pass yet?
I think they completed just one. One to Wilk when Heil got to him quickly.
That's right. That's it. The one that we just talked about, which ended up being a 0 gain.
Selinsgrove's defense continues to play well. Right now they're leading 7-0 with 3:13 to go in the opening quarter as Noor is going to have to punt this one away. He struggled a bit back there. This is going to be a line drive kick taken by Tucker Teets. Nope, Teague over up the right sideline. Got some room at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Gets to the goal line.
Think he's out.
Touchdown, Selinsgrove.
Whoa, no flags.
He stepped in front of Tucker Teets like a third baseman on a shortstop diamond. He stepped in front of him and is able to get to the edge, using his quickness down the right sideline, and takes it in for a Selinsgrove touchdown.
Pat Berwick doesn't know what hit him. These kids are looking, these white uniforms are looking around, pointing at each other. Tremendous punt return.
So Nick Rice will hold for the Carter Young extra point, trying to push the Selinsgrove lead to 14-0. Snaps good, holds good, the kick is up. It's a line drive kick, and it gets through. So the Selinsgrove Seals get on the board again with 3:01 to go in the opening quarter. The extra point by Carter Young is good, and Selinsgrove leads 14-0. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary.
I'm watching Coach Carm DiFrancesco. He was out on the numbers. They aren't real happy on the Berwick sideline right now. Tribute to the Seals.
We just saw senior return man Hoover take it 45 yards on the punt return for the touchdown for the Selinsgrove Seals. increasing their lead to 14-0. Again, this Seal defense only giving up 7 points per game in the first 3 games. So when you can get out to a 14-0 lead, it bodes well for what this defense can do on the defensive side for the Seals.
Great point, Pat. We're going to see the ball in the air now. I will say even more so than what we have. That hasn't been a successful piece of what Berwick can do offensively in any of the 3 games. So I would expect, we mentioned some trick plays. They just got to keep Seals have to keep everything in front of them from here on out.
As Carter Young will kick this one back to the Berwick Bulldogs. 2 guys deep, Wilk, and also number 5's back there. That's Bankus waiting for the kickoff. It's a line drive kick. It bounces at the 10. Wilk takes it at the 5. It's going to go right to left between the hashes, and flags being thrown all over the place.
Same thing. Same exact thing. They held him. We could see it from up here.
So
and again, a back judge made the call.
When it's that obvious, holy mackerel, and it's a right call again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They're all the right calls when they go the other way. So Selinsgrove defense jogged out on the field, playing very confidently all season long, as we talked about, giving up just 7 points per game, 68 through the air, 98 on the ground. They've only given up 1 passing touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns. And the big department, 33 tackles for loss. They're averaging 11 per game are the Selinsgrove Seals. And they're averaging giving up 8 first downs on the season is this Selinsgrove defense. As they see Berwick Bulldogs get the ball walk back to inside their own 10-yard line, about the 9-yard line on this first down and 10 play. 2:54 to go in the opening quarter with Seals leading 14-0. Noor going to go in motion. He gets the handoff going from right to left. Being chased by Ethan Miller, and he's going to be slammed to the turf. Maybe get back to the original line of scrimmage.
That front for Selinsgrove is so fast, they can't run perimeter on them.
Chasing it down is the nose guard, like you said, was able to come through his initial block and chase down Noor. As it gets back to the original line of scrimmage, it'll be a 2nd down and 10 for the Berwick Bulldogs, trailing 14-0 to the Selinsgrove Seals. Wide receiver split both ways. One wide receiver in the slot. Low snap to Lisinski. Gets rid of it. Well behind his intended receiver, Wilk. Defended out there by Grove and Rumberger. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 10 for the Berwick Bulldogs. Berwick came into tonight, when you look at their scoring, 8.1 points per game while giving up 24.1 points per game. So on paper, it looked like it was going to be a tough night for this offense for the Berwick Bulldogs. And when you throw in the Seal defense, it's certainly what it's been so far.
That's how it's playing out so far, Pat.
And Noor's going to line up in the slot on the right this time. Shotgun formation for Lisinski. Gets the snap, drops back. Quick throw this time. Gives it to Aiden Mason. He shakes 1 tackle and another. It looks like he's going to get 11 yards and pick up a 1st down for the Berwick Bulldogs. And from a Berwick standpoint, that couldn't be any more crucial 1st down than that we just saw right there, with Mason breaking 2 tackles to pick up the 1st down.
He's a hard runner.
He came off of a performance a week ago, 23 carries for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns.
He's a hard runner.
And boy, that was
that was a quick game. That was getting the ball out in the flank. Had to break 2 tackles, which he did. 1st down, Berwick.
Well, like you talked about, that's the adjustments they're trying to make, because this Seal defense up the middle has just been too strong. Lisinski's taking the snap. Nope, that's Noor in the backfield. He's going to give it off to his man going from left to right. Trying to get the number that time was number 15 on the carry, and that's Hacker. He's going to pick up 5. It'll be a 2nd down and 5, maybe 6 before it's said and done, as he's short of the 30-yard line at the 28-yard line for the Dogs.
Inside zone read, off a shotgun look.
It's a good play going from right to left that time, or left to right for the Dogs. They could split 2 wide receivers out to the right, 1 wide receiver to the left. Noor in the shotgun formation. He's got to keep it this time, right between the tackles. He's hit. There's going to be a face mask. Looked like Noor got pulled down by his face mask, and he's close to picking up a 1st down as well. So
two flags on the play. That was obvious.
So that's going to go against the against the Selinsgrove Seals. Again, you want to check us out in another way, you can check us out on SBC Sports Live on our YouTube channel and catch the video side of things here. Our broadcast goes along with the video. It's a nice way, and it is a face mask going against the Selinsgrove Seals. So the Berwick Bulldogs are experiencing the best offensive possession so far, and it was saved by your senior running back who called the ball out of the backfield, broke 2 tackles to pick up a first down, and now Berwick has it all the way out at their own 46-yard line. Trailing 14-0 to the Seals with 1:04 to go in the opening quarter. Nord takes a snap, gives it to Mason off the left, hit, drives, gets into Selinsgrove territory to the 48-yard line. Like Brandon Howell made an initial stop. Ethan Miller is able to get there and finish it off, getting help from his brother Stephen Miller on the play, but a good run that time by Mason once again.
Pat, they're reading the defensive ends for the Seals. If he's upfield, he's giving it underneath. It's typical zone read. If he pinches down, they take it outside. That's the game they're playing right now. They're attacking the ends from the defense, and what Selinsgrove does, they do opposite.
Seals going to have to come up with a big stop here as Berwick's gaining some momentum. Nor's going to drop back. Look at it, it's picked off. Taking the other way is Grove. He's going to be hit, taken down at the 41-yard line. The ball sailed, and senior D-back Connor Grove. Interception, his first of his career.
Way to go, Connor.
Give the ball back to the Selinsgrove offensively. And we were just saying, they were picking up some momentum. They were everything you were talking about. They were starting to find a groove, starting to offset whatever the Seals defense was throwing at them. But Nor, with the glove on, throws it and it sails, intercepted by senior D-back.
That's hard to do. That's hard to throw a football with a receiver glove on.
And not sure.
That's interesting. And the ball's sailing, as we see.
Because I don't think I saw him throw very much in the 3 games I watched him. So
good point.
Still check what's going on with Lozinski, the starting quarterback. Deep man gets a call. That's Tucker Teets running off the left. A lot of white shirts. Is going to stop loss on the play.
That wasn't blocked very well. The end of the first quarter.
And with that play, like you said, that's the end of the first quarter. First quarter, that's all the Selinsgrove Seals break out to a 14-0 lead over the Berwick Bulldogs. We'll come back, flip sides of the field, get ready for the second quarter. This is Selinsgrove football presented by Selinsgrove Ford on Eagle 107, eagle107.com on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel.
Do we have a...
Now that
Buy the best pre-owned vehicle from the area's #1 certified pre-owned Ford dealer, Selinsgrove Ford. Selinsgrove Ford at the Bridge in Selinsgrove and at selinsgroveford.com.
Memorial Field. Selinsgrove has the ball. It's going to be a second down and long after the loss on the run by Tucker Teets. They're going to have it about second down and 15 at their own 36-yard line. Selinsgrove 6 plays in that first quarter for 76 yards. Berwick 21 plays for 45 yards. Deep man gets the call. That's Teets. Breaks out of a tackle. Up the left sideline. It's got one man to beat at the 30. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Selinsgrove Seals.
Wow. Great play, very well executed. Very well executed.
64-yard run by sophomore Tucker Teets. And if I'm not mistaken, he broke the initial tackle and just, boy, he hit that sideline. You're talking about another motor. And he outran the angle. The one last guy was trying to chase him. Sheptok had the angle there, and Tucker Teets just turned it on for the 64-yard touchdown run to start the second quarter for the Selinsgrove Seals.
Their safeties, Berwick safeties, are biting so fast on run plays that there's no run support. The only one left on the field is the corner, which Tucker outran by, again, as we said, running away from him into the end zone.
The extra point good by Carter Young, and Selinsgrove to start the second quarter, break out to a 21-0 lead, and it happened on a two-play drive covering 59 yards, took just 22 seconds. And again, Tucker Teets finished off with a 64-yard touchdown run for the Selinsgrove Seals. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary. Big chunk plays is what we talked about, and
explosive plays.
And just going off the left, give a lot of credit to that offensive line up front, boy, and the tight end Stephen Miller, as the Selinsgrove Seals finding their way in the rushing department. When you think about guys up front, you got Laugenslager, Stroud, Rothamel, Catherman, Max Maurer, Stephen Miller, the tight end, and the fullback as well. Selinsgrove leading 21-0 with 11:50 to go in the second quarter.
Pat, what did we talk about? The key against Berwick's defense, how they're playing with two high safeties, run support safety. Run the football. There's no run support left on the field. Case in point, the two long runs that Selinsgrove has. Super execution by Selinsgrove Seals.
It's a great call, 59-yard run. Tucker Teets as Young's kick go away, return man at the 10, 15, 20, running up the numbers, hit as he tries to stretch to the 25, and he's not going to get there as he's going to be stopped before he gets to the 25-yard line. Selinsgrove will go back on defense and see themselves leading 21-0.
That was Paradis on the Garrett Paradis.
That's our guy making a big special team stop.
One of our favorites.
Selinsgrove leading 21-0. If you're just joining us, it started with an 80-yard run by Brandon Heil. That was a one-play drive that came with 4:48 to go in the first quarter. Selinsgrove led 7-0. And then Brandon Hoover, 45-yard punt return for a touchdown. 14-0 at that point, and now we just saw Tucker Teets take it 64 yards for a touchdown. And Berwick gets their biggest play of the game. A quick throw that time. Your athlete makes a play. Teague Hoover finishes him off, but not until he gets all the way to the 48-yard line. A big run that time after the catch for the Berwick Bulldogs.
Outside flanker screen, very well blocked by Berwick. Teague Hoover made a touchdown-saving tackle.
First down and 10 for the Dogs. Down 21-0 to the Selinsgrove Seals. We're looking for candidates for the Schmokendam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. Boy, Tucker Teets' 64-yard touchdown run is a candidate for the Schmokendam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. Quick handoff up the middle into Selinsgrove territory to the 47-yard line. That time is at Mason once again, getting a handoff from Lazinski. It is, and he's going to get 5 on the run. It'll be a second down and 5 for the Berwick Bulldogs.
Berwick's getting some chunk offensive plays, which they hadn't early. I think they found a little, this zone read that they're doing is what's working in their favor, outside of the flanker screen.
Tight formation on that last play, and again, they're doing things with the quarterback position. Ben Nahr, who's the leading receiver, has played quarterback some, but also Lazinski as well, number 12 for the Berwick Bulldogs. The play clock was running down, but looks like they're going to reset the play clock.
It looks like
back to 25.
It looks like they asked a Berwick player to leave. Must have had either blood on him or an equipment issue.
So after that run by Mason, it's a second down. We're calling second down and 5, a long 5. Selinsgrove leading 21-0, 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Quick throw this time. Lazinski looking for Knorr, unable to make the connection as it hits the turf, and it's going to be incomplete, and it's going to be a third down and medium for the Berwick Bulldogs. Kind of explaining things here tonight for the Berwick Bulldogs. Had Knorr out there, you want to get it to your lead receiver, and he just didn't look it in.
He felt the footsteps, looked up before he had it.
Well, sets up a third down and a long 5. We're going to call it 6 here for the Berwick Bulldogs.
Big play here.
Coming up on, we're sitting at 10:08 on a stop clock here for the Berwick Bulldogs. Blitz being shown. Man jumps at Spencer George.
Let's
jumps.
see what they call.
It's going to be a discussion here about who it was on. And the way that the Berwick Bulldogs, it's going to go against the Berwick Bulldogs on a false start.
Woo!
Follow the Eagles all season long on Eagle 107. Merle Reese, Mike Quick. The Eagles have their home opener Saturday against the 49ers. Pregame starts at noon with the kickoff at 1 on Eagle 107.
Well, that could have gone either way. I just looked at Zach.
Oh, it was a good call.
It was a great call. It was a great call, Pat.
So it's a 3rd down and 11 for the Berwick Bulldogs, trailing 21-0. Lazinski drops back under some pressure, steps up, looking over the middle, and he's got his man. Makes the catch at the Selinsgrove 40-yard line. Number 6 on the catch, Slabinski, and that's a big first down for the Berwick Bulldogs.
Yes,
After he made the catch. He hit immediately, but it's enough for a first down.
And there was pressure, too. He stepped up in the pocket, stayed tall, and delivered the ball. That was the best throw he's made on the night.
Oh, absolutely. Right over the middle, find his man right in stride, and fortunate for the Selinsgrove D-back, was able to get there and get him down quickly, or else he could have been still running. First down and 10 for the Berwick Bulldogs at the Selinsgrove 40-yard line. Got some movement up front, no flag though. Going to go to Mason off the right side. Hit after he gets about 2 yards. Host of blue shirts. See Rumberger there. Also getting off the bottom of the pile is Rothamel as well, but the host of blue shirts in on the stop after a 2-yard pickup for the Berwick Bulldogs.
Straight, quick-hitting dive there. There wasn't a read involved. Didn't look it.
So 2nd down and long for the Berwick Bulldogs. 9:15 to go in the first half. Selinsgrove leading 21-0 as they have it at the Selinsgrove 38-yard line. Handoff goes to Mason. Get to the edge. He's got the edge. Still going. Teague Hoover comes over and gets some help. Finally stops it at the 30-yard line, as that was Althout who helped Teague Hoover out. But it's going to take it to the 30-yard line, be a close for another first down for the Berwick Bulldogs.
Pat, Nor made a tremendous block on that play. Actually blocked 2 Seals just stepping inside, and then they cut it outside.
And Mason does what he does, was able to get there and pick up enough for a Berwick first down as they mark it inside Selinsgrove 30-yard line. So the Berwick Bulldogs, the first big threat of the game, as they have it at the Selinsgrove 29-yard line, trailing 21-0 to the Seals. Lazinski gets the call, gives it to the deep man off the right side. He's going to get close to the 27-yard line, so a good positive play again for the Berwick Bulldogs. And again, last time they were gaining momentum like this, they ended up throwing an interception. So Selinsgrove does have a tendency to bend but not break. But boy, right now that bending is way too much for Derek's liking.
Pat, they're attacking the off tackle, but think about it. We're in a 3-5. That means that we have people basically inside, excuse me, tackles down. They're attacking just outside the tackle box. That's their attack point.
See if adjustments come here for the Seals as Berwick is starting to gain some momentum here on the offensive side, trailing 21-0. Quick throw this time.
Same thing.
Catch is made. Off the left, spins out of a tackle, takes it inside the 25-yard line. On the reception that time was Slabinski.
Quick game, flanker screen again, pulling linemen, getting out in front. That's the play that went for the long yardage on the other side of the field.
It's a positive play for Berwick as they get it to Selinsgrove 23-yard line. Updated scores for you. Central Mountain trailing Williamsport 14-7. Loyalsock leading Danville 12-0. Mifflinburg up on Hughesville 7-0. That's our Blaze Alexander Nissan out-of-town scoreboard. 3rd down play here for the Berwick Bulldogs. Tight formation here. Power look. Going to give it to the deep man. Gets away from one tackle.
Didn't get it.
And not going to get a first down. He's going to be short of the 21-yard line at the 22. As he took it off the right side that time, Selinsgrove defense able to get there and force a 4th down.
He put the ball on the turf on that. The official threw the beanbag. It looks like he recovered his own fumble. We couldn't see it from this side.
But like
4th down play.
And that's a good call. You see the beanbag go, and you know that the ball hit the turf. Berwick's got to feel fortunate to jump on top of it. Last time they had a lot of momentum on a possession. As I said before, they threw an interception. And we get official timeout. They're going to reset the play clock. 6:38 to go in the opening half. Selinsgrove leading 21-0. They go with that same formation with the power look to the right. Lazinski drops back, ready to out chase him, not able to get to him. Looking deep into the end zone, unable to make the connection, falls incomplete. Rolling to the right, and there's going to be a penalty against the Selinsgrove Seals.
Oh, boy.
Didn't see what happened on the backside. Did he call a personal foul, roughing the passer?
Roughing the passer.
That's what they're calling it. It's going to go against the Selinsgrove Seals.
Yep. Yep.
So when it looked like the Seals had him stopped, that's a huge penalty against the Seals defense.
Yeah, in that situation, they got to tighten the screws on the helmet and be smart on that, baby.
So
That was a nice play call. He was open. He just overthrew him.
So Selinsgrove's going to give Berwick another opportunity here following the penalty. They're going to walk it inside of the 15-yard line, put it down about the 12-yard line. So it'll be a first down and 10 for the Berwick Bulldogs, trailing 21-0 to the Seals with 6:26 to go in this opening half. Lazinski under center, Knorr in the backfield. Blitz coming by the Seals. And we get a whistle. There's going to be a flag on the play. It'll allow for me to remind you about our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough Game of the Week. And we had picked the Central Mountain game against Williamsport. Williamsport leading that one 14-7. They say it's still in the first quarter, but that's our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough Game of the Week. We'll keep an eye on that one throughout the broadcast.
That was a procedure penalty on Berwick. 1st and 15.
They walk it outside of the 15-yard line. Going to mark it at the 17-yard line. 6:20 and counting to go here in the first half. Selinsgrove leading 21-0. Shotgun formation for Lazinski. Gives it to Mason. Tries to bounce to the outside. Cut under a defender. Not able to. Althout in there on the stop along with Ethan Miller. Another loss on the play for the Selinsgrove defense as they continue to rack up the stats on the defensive side.
Althout made a tremendous read on that. He was unblocked. Just read the block in front of him. Met him in the backfield. Lost a yard.
Great play there, and sets up a second down and long for the Berwick Bulldogs, trailing 21-0 to the Seals. Seals were able to get out to a 7-0 lead on an 81-yard touchdown run. Brandon Howell, they lead 21-0. Quick throw this time, and it's intended for Knorr. In and out of his hands, falls incomplete. Defended decently well out there, but a good throw, and I think Knorr's walking into the end zone. Out there, though.
All of his Lonzinski's passes seem to be high, and we mentioned it from watching film as well. He seems to throw the high ball, and it's coming through right now. That's what he's doing. He's overthrowing everything.
Yeah, as we talked about before we went on the air, that we saw 3 passes in a row against Hazleton, and they all sailed as that one did there. Third down play here, 3rd down and 16 at the Selinsgrove 19-yard line.
Timeout.
And there's going to be
a timeout
there taken as the play clock once again was winding down. So the Berwick Bulldogs had to take a timeout there. Give us a chance to give you a little scoring recap here. Again, Selinsgrove got on the board first on an 81-yard touchdown run by Brandon Heil. That came with 4:48 to go in the opening quarter. Just a one-play drive covering 81 yards, took 13 seconds. As Brandon Heil took it off the left side, put it on the afterburners, took it up the left sideline for the touchdown. The extra point was good, and Selinsgrove led 7-0. And then Teague Hoover would take the ball off the bounce on a punt return it 45 yards for the touchdown up the right sideline. They came with 3:01 to go in the first quarter. The extra point good, and Selinsgrove led 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. And then Tucker Teets would get on the board, a 64-yard touchdown run off the left side to start the second quarter. That came with 11:50 to go in the first half. That was a 2-play drive covering 59 yards, took 22 seconds. The extra point good. And Selinsgrove lead 21-0. They lead 21-0 with 5:30 to go here in the first half. Berwick has it 3rd down and 16 at the Selinsgrove 19-yard line. A lot of pressure. Getting rid of it is Lazinski.
Wow.
And that's Tucker Teets coming off the right. He's able to put pressure on him, and he had to throw it away. Hits the turf, and it's going to be a 4th down here for the Berwick Bulldogs.
It looks like a field goal unit's coming on. Great pressure off the edge. He couldn't get away.
As Hinkle will come out, number 18, and try the field goal here. As Berwick just trying to get on the board. They trail 21-0 at this point. Where is Brandon Heil? He'll line up on the right side. He has a knack to get to the ball on field goals, extra points, and punts. And he's going to back up, get a little momentum here, and see if he comes hard off that right. He does not. The ball hits the turf. It doesn't matter. It's a turnover on downs, or recovered by the Selinsgrove Seals, as the holder was not ready for the snap. He was talking to the kicker, and the ball got snapped and hit him on the side, and Selinsgrove is able to avoid the field goal attempt by the Berwick Bulldogs on the mishap on the snap. They recovered. Turnover on downs. Selinsgrove has it, first down and 10.
Pat, I'm going to make a statement. Berwick can't get out of the way. They can't do a thing right.
Man,
I haven't seen a Berwick team like this.
They are struggling just to put anything together, and when you think they got some momentum going, and then they lose that momentum there as they were attempting a field goal, but unable to get the snap right, Selinsgrove takes over, first down and 10. This is going to go to the deep man, Heil. Nothing there. Good job that time, coming off the right edge and making the stop. That's Hacker after the 1 yard pickup by Brandon Heil. It'll be a second down and 9 for the Seals.
I think that's their strength. That's Berwick's strength. They try to get 7 people inside the box, and they're just upfield, get after it type of players.
Still waiting for the big pass opportunity here. See if Selinsgrove does any of that. Maybe a little play action here. 10 seconds on the play clock. Wide receivers to each side. Ahmed to the right. He's going to go in motion from right to left. I formation behind Pastor. Takes the snap. Fakes it to Heil. Roll it to his right. A lot of pressure. He's got a face mask.
Yeah.
Yep, face mask on the tackle on Pastor. And another flag comes in as well. And it was an obvious face mask as Pastor was headed to no man's land. And a defender for the Berwick Bulldogs. Just go right to what you're saying, Steve. Just when you feel like you're making a big play, you stab yourself in the foot by a face mask, which turns a big loss into a benefit here for the Selinsgrove Seals.
Pastor was on the flank, and it's tough for a young kid, what I'm going to say here. He gets on the flank. He's got to keep his eyes downfield. He has a habit, which is very, very apparent, to get his eyes right on the pass rusher when there's open people. And I think Coach Ferraro has just talked to him on the sideline. That's what happens with a young kid. You get out of that funk, out of that situation by playing in a live situation, and we'll see how he reacts to it.
So following the penalty, Selinsgrove will have it at their own 25-yard line. They have it as a third down. Is it a second down or third down here? But we got some movement up front.
That's not right. It shouldn't be third down.
They still haven't changed it on the, and now it looks like they will. They'll switch it to 2. Yep, it'll be second down. But it's a penalty against the Seals as they were lining up. So they'll walk the ball back to the 20-yard line. So Selinsgrove now will have it second down and 12 from their own 20-yard line. They lead 21-0. They had 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, another one here in the second quarter. They lead 21-0 and have the ball second down and 12 from their own 20-yard line. Pastor drops back. Look at the slant to Bastion.
Nice.
Bastion makes the catch at the 30-yard line. He'll be tackled immediately that time by Bankus, but a good connection to his freshman receiver.
Absolutely.
Making much more manageable on a third down and 2.
Absolutely. That's how to step into it and throw the quick slant. Nice job, Mark Pastor.
So makes it a third down and a 2 from their own 30-yard line for the Selinsgrove Seals. Some confusion here, some personnel guys going in and out. The officials are chit-chatting, and while they got all those things figured out, get a chance to remind you that as the afternoon gets here, Lynn Hall for the last few hours of the workday, and she'll crank up the rock and roll with the 5 o'clock attitude adjustment. No slow stuff allowed on your drive home. Then on Friday, she kicks off the block party weekend at 3 o'clock. And that's all on Eagle 107 and Eagle107.com.
With the face mask?
So it's a third down and 2.
I'm confused. The way this is playing out.
I don't think you're the only one. I think there's a stadium worth of people, and the officials might be the most confused. Selinsgrove trying to pick up a first down here.
Here they come.
Showing blitz off the right side. Give it to Heil. Off the right, dives for it. He'll have a first down for the Seals.
First down. That's the play that they caught him in a blitz last time that he broke for a touchdown. Again, they just hunker down in a line of scrimmage, play man coverage, and go after the offense. And if Heil broke that one, he was gone. There's no run support. There's no run support with that play on defense for Berwick.
He does pick up the first down, so it'll be a first down and 10. Selinsgrove has it at their own 34-yard line. They lead 21-0 with 2:35 to go in the first half. Heil gets the call again. Off the left, trying to move the pile. Maybe a half yard, that's going to be it. Good stop up front. 54 for the Berwick Bulldogs and stop block as he's able to get help from his teammates there. But it's back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be a second down and 10 for the Selinsgrove Seals.
The Seals are eating up the clock, and this is a good move because of the deferment of the first part of the game. They get the ball in the second half, and there's going to be less than 2 minutes to go.
This has been very beneficial for the Seals, and it looks like it will be here again as they flop the tight end from left to right.
He's got to move up. That's a penalty.
The pitch, and now a handoff to Nate Ahmed after it went to Brandon Heil. A lot of white shirts, nothing there. He's going to be slammed to the turf. Wilt Knorr in on the stop along with Hacker to make the stop for the Berwick Bulldogs. It's going to be a loss on the play. It's going to be a third down and long for the Seals. Nothing going that time. Went to Brandon Heil going left. He gave it to Nate Allman trying to come back to the right, and it just wasn't happening. We're going to have a timeout on the field. This is going to be taken by the Berwick Bulldogs.
That's
with
their last
1:26 to go.
That should be their last one.
Looks like they're going to add a little time back to the clock. Following the timeout, the official asking for a little more time. Stick around at halftime. We'll give you the rundown of other games going on around the valley. We'll get our stats from our stat man, Zach Showers. We'll get Murphy's Seals athletic rundown of other sports going on throughout the week. And then we'll look forward to the second half and get the analysis from Hall of Fame coach Steve Briggs, all leading up to the second half. At this point, Selinsgrove leading 21-0. Late here in the first half. And you talk about energy and excitement, and it just you look at Berwick walking out of that huddle, Steve, and it's just not a look that you want to have as a team that's trying to bounce back, get back in this game. They are down 21-0, a lot of time to play, but there just seems like a lot of slow moving around.
Great observation. You're exactly right.
And that's just hard to get back in a game if you don't find yourself having the right approach at this point. Pastor under center, sends Ahmed in motion, going from left to right. Pitch is going to go to Heil, underneath the block. Gets a block from Olthout, still going, cuts it back up between the hash. Still got some more room, looking for another block, and he's going to be short of a first down as he takes it all the way out to the 42-yard line, marking at the 41-yard line. Olthout initially had a good block to start it, but then you saw the athletic run by Heil to bring it all the way out to the 40-yard line. Now it'll be a fourth down and 3, and they're going to let the play clock run down before Carter Young will jog out and punt this one away.
Boy, is he an exciting athlete, Pat. He did the majority of that on his own. Olthout did make a good initial block, but Berwick strung it out, and then he cut it back twice.
That's what you talk about in your running back. Stick your foot in the ground and change direction. And, man, you just put a lot of pressure on the defense when they think the flow is going all the way to the right. You stick your foot in the ground and find that lightning. And that's what Brandon Heil did to make this a much better opportunity to punt this one away and hopefully deep into Berwick territory late here in the first half.
41 seconds left. They need a good punt to get it off. Pin Berwick deep. Cover the kick, which is important. First step is make the kick, and then they're in good shape going into halftime.
I want to mention the captains here tonight. Of course, it was Brandon Heil, one of the captains, Rothamal, captain, Nate Almond, and also Corey Rumber were captains here tonight. As Selinsgrove has relied on that senior leadership, and those captains stepping up in big ways for the Selinsgrove Seals. You hear Rumberger on the defensive side, Rothamal, your center and linebacker. Brandon Heil has a long touchdown run, and the lockdown corner and your leading receiver, Nate Almond, for the Selinsgrove Seals. Carter Young's going to drop back to punt this one away. You got 2 guys deep for the Berwick Bulldogs. Waiting for the punt here. 41 seconds to go here in the first half with Selinsgrove leading 21-0. It's a good snap. Carter Young gets us away. It's a high but short kick. It's going to take a bounce, and it's going to be spotted down outside the 30-yard line. It's Rothamall hit it and then gathered it. So Selinsgrove will go back on defense, leading 21-0. See what Berwick does here. They did take a timeout on the defensive side, hoping to get the ball back, but that was before Heil had the long runs. We'll see what Berwick does here with just 31 seconds to go here in the first half.
Right.
They're going to have to regroup.
It's a prevent situation, I think, for Selinsgrove. Looks like they're staying. Coaches are telling them to stay deep.
And you'll see Heil and Teague Hoover, the senior defensive backs. They'll back up and play that double safety look on this play here. High formation for the Berwick Bulldogs. Trailing 21-0 to the Seals. It's just 31 seconds to go here in the first half. Give it to the deep man. He's got some room. Gets beyond the 40, out to the 45-yard line. As the clock will wind to 20 seconds.
They can't. Why is he stopping the clock?
It's a first down pickup.
It was a first. I'm sorry. It was a first down. Sorry, Pat.
That's all right. As
Now
they
he
mark it
starts
right
it
at
up.
the 45-yard line, so the clock will wind here. Think they go back to the same thing and see if they can't get Aiden Mason to break one here. Deep protection for Seals defense. Going to go to Mason. Off the right, nothing there. Just down after a 2-yard pickup. And then that's going to be the final play of the first half.
Great half, Seals.
As Selinsgrove Seals breaks out to a 14-0 lead at the end of the first quarter. They increased it to 21-0 over the Berwick Bulldogs. We're going to go to halftime, but come back after this break. We'll get you the rundown of that first half. Scoring Brian, and get game analysis from our man Steve Briggs, Coach Briggs, as we get ready for the second half, all part of our halftime show. Selinsgrove leading 21-0 over the Berwick Bulldogs as Selinsgrove football, presented by Selinsgrove Ford here on Eagle 107, eagle107.com, on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel.
Buy the best pre-owned vehicle from the area's #1 certified pre-owned Ford dealer, Selinsgrove Ford. Selinsgrove Ford at the Bridge in Selinsgrove and at selinsgroveford.com.
Now that I'm buying my first home, the folks at Nori Bank have been incredibly helpful. Anytime I have questions, I've got Brenda. She's just a phone call away.
When it comes to my retirement planning, I've got Jared.
I'm ready to open a savings account for my grandson, and I've got Tim.
I've got Robin.
I've got Rose. For all of my banking needs, I've got Nori Bank.
The right people, the right solutions, the right bank. The Northumberland National Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
At United Plate Glass, we specialize in high-quality all-glass shower door customization and offer installation with the best craftsmanship in the area. From start to finish, our expert shower installers will help you select your glass style as well as your hardware options. We custom measure every shower for a perfect fit, giving you the bathroom of your dreams.
Contact us today for a free estimate at upgpa.com. Good people, installing trust on time. That's United Plate Glass.
Mark and Troy here from Zimmerman Motors, and it's our Red Tag Trade-Up event.
You probably heard this before, but there's no better time to upgrade your vehicle. Trade values are at an all-time high.
We have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles, all at special Red Tag prices for this event, and we can upgrade your vehicle for probably less than you think.
If you have challenge credit, we also have a program that may help you out. So come to Zimmerman's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today on Route 61 in Sunbury. Visit us online at zimmermanjeep.com or call us at 570-988-JEEP.
return, and this was Teague Hoover. He stepped in front of Tucker Teets, took it up the right sideline, went 45 yards for the punt return. That came with 3:01 to go in the first quarter. The extra point, again, good by Carter Young, and Selinsgrove led at that point 14-0. So Brandon Heil, as he was able to take it in for the score, was able to get his second rushing touchdown of the season. Teague Hoover gets his first punt return of the season and takes it in for the score. Selinsgrove led 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. We moved into the second quarter as Tucker Teets would get his fourth rushing touchdown of the season. This one coming from impressive fashion as he was able to take it from 64 yards out. The initial tackler he was able to shake off, turned on the afterburners himself, went up the left sideline, outran the angle of the last defender. So he completed a two-play drive, covered 59 yards, took 22 seconds. That came with 11:50 to go in that first half. The extra point by Young, good again, and Selinsgrove leading 21-0 over the Berwick Bulldogs. Candidates for the Schmokendam Health Center backbreaker plays of the game, and boy, you have three of them right there. You start out with an 81-yard touchdown run by Heil, then you get a punt return by Teague Hoover, and then you get the explosive 64-yard touchdown run by Tucker Teets. Definitely candidates for the Schmokendam Health Center backbreaker plays of the game. Selinsgrove, a week ago, used the short fields to get out to their leads. They had two one-play drives a week ago against the Schmoken Indians. And boy, one thing we talked about, because you can look at it any two ways. You could go, well, they're getting short fields, they're getting opportunities and all, you know what. But one, we talked about taking advantage of that. You know, if you're going to get a short field and your defense is going to give you an opportunity that close, and you got to take advantage of it. They did that a week ago. But when you look at tonight, 64, 81 yards, when you get those longer runs, and you can't stress enough, Steve, and it's worth mentioning over and over again, when these guys got into the secondary, there was no help.
There's nothing.
They took it the distance.
There's nothing. Selinsgrove is winning every phase of this game. The offense, defense, and special teams. And there was a point that in the end of the first quarter, starting the second quarter, we get a punt return for a touchdown, called back just like a week ago. And I looked at you and I said, they got to keep their heads in this. They can't let that affect them. And then bang, touchdown. And that was Heil went off. Both of those plays just took the complete wind out of Berwick sails. Completely. We remarked about it. Their heads were down. They're walking off. Coach Carm was out on the field screaming at somebody past the numbers, but you look and see the enthusiasm that Selinsgrove's playing with, and it just kept rolling. And it's a tribute to Selinsgrove, tribute to the Selinsgrove coaches.
And it's no doubt about it. I mean, we've been talking about it for week in and week out, about how these kids have come together and rallied together, and you see the excitement. And one of them was when Aaron Rothermel had the interception a week ago against Shamokin. There was everybody in the stands, every player wanted to see him go into the end zone because they know he's a program guy that has worked so hard, and they wanted to see him be able to cash it in. But again, we've emphasized it, and it's a huge part of what's happening. It's the emotion, it's the energy, it's the excitement. And I always say, nothing great. Now, it's not my quote. I'm not going to, but nothing great happens without enthusiasm.
Right,
and these
exactly.
teams are playing at a high level with a lot of enthusiasm.
And that's why you play. Let's face it. That's why you play.
Next week, Selinsgrove will be at Muhlenberg, so of course we'll follow them to Muhlenberg as Selinsgrove will take on an unfamiliar opponent, the Mules, next week, and we'll be there. We'll start with the 6 o'clock pregame show, Seals Game Day, followed by the interview at 6:30, kickoff at 7, and of course all the action will be here on Eagle 107, eagle107.com, and on the Sunbury Broadcasting Sports Live YouTube channel. Well, this week, let's check in with Murphy O'Brien as she brings us Seals Athletic Rundown. Again, that's with our very own Murphy O'Brien.
The week started off with the girls' soccer.
Memorial Field. Pat O'Brien along with Steve Briggs, our stat man Zach Showers, Rick Erdman back in the studio making us sound good. Appreciate all his efforts in making this happen. Selinsgrove, impressive first half, lead 21-0 over the Berwick Bulldogs. Selinsgrove trying to make back-to-back wins. A week ago they beat Shamokin 33-0 to shut them out. They're in the midst of a shutout here against the Berwick Bulldogs, again leading 21-0. Hey, do you remember this game? This game, October 1st in 2010 versus Berwick. Selinsgrove would get on the board first on a 1-yard run by Kyle Reinert. It was a punt return that set that up. The extra point good, and Selinsgrove led 7-0. That would be the score at the end of the first quarter and at the end of the first half. But Selinsgrove would see Kyle Reinert get on the board again on a 36-yard touchdown run with 11:41 to go. Dan Bossier had a kickoff return to set that one up. Selinsgrove led 14-0 after the extra point was good. This is a game back in 2010 versus Berwick. Then Berwick would get on the board. Rydell had a 14-yard touchdown reception with 6:50 to go in the third period. The extra point good, and it cut the lead to 14-7. And then Berwick would score again with just 24 seconds to go in the third quarter on a 1-yard touchdown run. Pick up multiple first downs on that possession, but the extra point was blocked, so Selinsgrove led 14-0. There would be no scoring in the fourth, so Selinsgrove would go on to win back in 2010 against the Berwick Bulldogs, 14-13. Selinsgrove improved to 2-3 on the day. Berwick fell to 1-4 as Selinsgrove was led by senior running back Kyle Reinert with a 2-touchdown performance back in 2010. Kyle Reinert, 3-time 1,000-yard rusher for the Selinsgrove Seals. He was a guy who was explosive. We talk about what we see from Tucker Teets up that left side on an explosive run. Brandon Heil, I don't know if there was anybody that did it for 3 years. I know there wasn't for 1,000 yards for 3 years in a row. Kyle Reinert, when he got into the secondary, he was gone.
He was gone. And it's exactly what we're seeing right now from multiple people. So, the second half coming into it, Pat, Selinsgrove just has to stay focused, continue to execute like they are. They do have the football right now because of the deferment of the opening kickoff, and just take care of business. If I'm Coach Hicks, and I know Coach Hicks very well, he's telling them all right now to stay focused. It's a 0-0 game. This team, this Berwick team, has the guns, has the explosive players to get back in this quick. So, that said, the Seals have to continue to lean on the confidence that they've generated here in this first half. I would say the running game, but also Pastor has to throw the ball effectively when he has to. You don't have to necessarily stretch the field the whole second half, but keep Berwick off balance, and I think that's the key going into this.
His best throw of the night went to his freshman receiver, Gavin Bastian, as he went on a slant but made the catch, and you had remarked in it. I mean, you could tell he knew that was open. He stepped into it, and, boy, he let that one go. And Bastian on the other end made a good catch, and that has been his best throw all night for Mark Pastor. Looking at the numbers, first for the Berwick Bulldogs, 8 first downs, 64 yards rushing, 55 through the air. Total yards, 119 yards total for the Berwick Bulldogs on 35 plays. Remember that number, 35 plays for the Berwick Bulldogs. They do have 6 penalties for 49 yards. For Selinsgrove, just 3 first downs, 138 yards rushing. Brandon Heil with his long run, and Tucker Teets as well. So Selinsgrove outlasting in the first half in the rushing department, 138 to just 64 for the Berwick Bulldogs. Selinsgrove just 10 passing yards. So Selinsgrove 148 total yards on just 14 plays for the Selinsgrove Seals. Again, I told you, remember, Berwick, 35 plays in that first half. Selinsgrove just 14. Big plays for the Selinsgrove Seals to race out to a 21-0 lead.
Amazing big plays, including one in the kick game. But that's an amazing stat. 14 plays for the team that's ahead 21-0. 35 plays. And, well, I know one was deep into the red zone. Give the Seals defense credit once again.
As they come up with big plays when they need to, and they do just there. So, hey, let's take our final break, come back, get ready for the second half. As Selinsgrove leading the Berwick Bulldogs 21-0 to Selinsgrove Football brought to you by Selinsgrove Ford on Eagle 107, eagle107.com, and on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel.
At United Plate Glass, we specialize in high-quality all-glass shower door customization and offer installation with the best craftsmanship in the area. From start to finish, our expert shower installers will help you select your glass style as well as your hardware options. We custom measure every shower for a perfect fit, giving you the bathroom of your dreams.
Contact us today for a free estimate at upgpa.com. Good people, installing trust on time. That's United Plate Glass. Buy the best pre-owned vehicle from the area's #1 certified pre-owned Ford dealer, Selinsgrove Ford. Selinsgrove Ford at the Bridge in Selinsgrove and at selinsgroveford.com.
Memorial Field, Pat O'Brien, Steve Briggs, Zach Showers as the Selinsgrove Seals going at halftime leading 21-0. Get ready to start the second half here. Take a look at individual numbers. First for the Berwick Bulldogs. Lonzinski 5 for 14 for just 55 yards. Wilkes has 2 catches for 25 yards. Slabinski has 2 catches for 17 yards. In the rushing department, Mason, who had 123 yards a week ago for the Berwick Bulldogs, just 40 yards on 14 carries for the Berwick Bulldogs. For the Selinsgrove Seals individually in the rushing department, Heil 7 carries, 107 yards and a touchdown. Teets 2 carries, 59 yards and a touchdown. In the passing department, sophomore quarterback Mark Pastor just 1 for 2 for 10 yards. That one went to Gavin Bastian, the 1 catch for 12 yards. Again, Selinsgrove 148 total yards on 14 plays. Berwick 119 total yards on 35 plays. Penalties still a factor for the Berwick Bulldogs. 6 in that first half. Selinsgrove 4. They had 4 all of last week against the Shamokin Indians. Take a look at some updated scores brought to you by Blaze Alexander Nissan as they bring you our out-of-town scoreboard. Danville leading Loyalsock 14-12. Mifflinburg leading Hughesville 19-6. And Milton beating Tawanda 35-0. Those are our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Blaze Alexander Nissan. After this, we'll take a look at our Blaze Alexander Ford Tough Game of the Week. The second half is underway. Tucker Teets muffs it but picks it up at the 10. He's got it to the 15. Hit as he tries to stretch it to the 19-yard line. He's going to be stopped at the 19, make it the 18-yard line. And good coverage that time by the Berwick Bulldogs.
Very good.
Deep in their own territory.
Very good coverage, as you said, Pat.
Now updated score on the Blaze Alexander Ford Tough Game of the Week as we see Williamsport at last report leading Central Mountain 14-7. Second half just underway. Thank you for joining us. Remember, you can check out the video side of things at the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel. And if you've been watching it, Selinsgrove has given you a lot to see. They lead 21-0 as they'll flop the tight end from left to right. I formation behind Pastor. Deep man gets a call. That's Teets into the secondary, and he'll be knocked as he gets close to the 25-yard line. So a pickup of almost 7. It'll be a second down and a long 3 for the Selinsgrove Seals following the first run of the second half.
Quick hitter again, very close. Woo. He gets through that group, that front line players. There's nobody there for run support.
Again, a lot of
I
credit.
think Berwick would win and would realize that.
A lot of credit to that offensive line, given that opportunity here for the Selinsgrove Seals, and they're going to be relied on a lot here in the second half. Pastor under center, long count, takes snap, gives it to the fullback this time, and that's going to be Rumberger, and he's going to be hit as he gets it out to the 28-yard line to be short of a first down.
Just short. Oh, he gave it to him.
The chains.
Gave
First
it to
down
him.
pickup by Corey Rumberger for the Selinsgrove Seals. Going to go back to the Dave Hess philosophy. Cross lines, move chains, and you win a lot of ball games.
Exactly right.
And they did it there on the fullback belly as he was able to take it for the first down. Again, nice job up front. Rothamel, the center, able to lead the way as Pastor walks up behind him. They're going to change the tight end from right to left. I formation again. Don't change anything. Keep going to it. They do. And that's breaking it out. That's Tucker Teets beyond the defender. He's at midfield. He's at the 40. One man to beat the 30. And he's going to get down to the 26-yard line as he's finished off by English. But another big run by the Selinsgrove Seals sophomore running back, Tucker Teets.
And another secondary with Berwick with no run support. I just got through saying 2 plays ago, he almost broke it. Same thing again.
47-yard run for Tucker Teets as he's going to close in on 100 yards as well. He's gone above 100 yards to match his running back mate, Heil, who did it in the first half for the Selinsgrove Seals. Gets a 48-yard run there to set it up first down and 10 for the Seals at the Berwick 25-yard line. And there's going to be a whistle before this one gets started. As Coach Farrar is going to walk out and talk it over with his team. And, it's exactly what needs to be mentioned, Steve. And that's what you don't get big 81-yard run, 64-yard run, 48-yard run without the lineman that you're talking about, with no help supporting the back part of it.
And again, take nothing. The credit goes to the Seals running backs, okay? Especially Tucker Teets on that play. He outran through 3 people, and then there was nobody. So what's happening again? Berwick's in a 2 safety look, a cover 2 look, okay? But they're so focused on run support in their lanes, running up. Once a running back gets through the line of scrimmage, there's nobody left. They're essentially manning up on the 2 cornerbacks who are being stock blocked by Seals receivers. There's nobody there to make the play.
And Selinsgrove taking full advantage of that. Again, the guys up front, Laugenschlager, Stroud, Rothamel, Catherman, and Max Maurer. Great job, and they'll be continued to do a great job here up front for the Seals. Shotgun formation for Pastor, looking to throw. Going to get rid of it. Look at a far corner. He's got Nate on it. Making a catch. Shakes the tackle. Into the end zone. Touchdown.
What a throw. What a throw by Pastor.
He waited patiently on that. And it let Nate Army get all the way to the corner. He ran through 2 defenders. And as you said, Steve, beautifully dropped in by your sophomore quarterback, Mark Pastor, for the touchdown for the Seals.
Boy.
He's starting to add more elements to this offense. Look out.
Absolutely is. Absolutely is. And it was well blocked. Super job.
As Carter Young will attempt the extra point here. Bad snap, but Nick Rice gets it down. It sails up, and it's good. Good job by the holder that time. Snap got away a little bit. Nick Rice was able to reach behind him, put it down. Carter Young kicks it through. He stays perfect on the night from his extra point duties. And Selinsgrove, just like that, increased their lead with 9:57 to go here in the third quarter. They increase their lead to 28-0 over the Berwick Bulldogs.
Pat, brace yourself. We got a good football team growing in front of our eyes, buddy.
No
we
better
really
feeling
do.
to watch it happen right in front of us. Again, a little mix here again tonight. We had it last week where it was the pass. Week prior to that, it was the run. But now Selinsgrove's put a little bit of both in front of us, and it couldn't look any better at this point as they've now raced out to a 28-0 lead over the Berwick Bulldogs with 9:57 to go. That completed a 4-play drive covering 82 yards, took 1 minute and 58 seconds. The extra point good, and Selinsgrove up 28-0 after the Nate Ahmed touchdown reception from 25 yards out. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary.
It essentially was a post corner route. He broke off in front of the deep safety, but what a throw Pastor made. In stride. In stride.
And Nate Allman made the catch. He had one defender to break a tackle. He did just that. Got up the sideline, outran the last defender, and takes it in for the Selinsgrove touchdown. Carter kicks this one away. Deep man takes it at the 9, up the right sideline. Over the numbers, hit at the 25, and driven into the turf by a very confident Selinsgrove cover team as they're able to stop the return. And helmets are flying. Selinsgrove on all cylinders at this point, and nobody knows it better when all 3 phases are working. You're going to win a lot of games.
Absolutely.
Cover guys, man.
And look at them. They're dancing. They're
sprinting off here. Paradis coming off here. Got also number 6 jogging off. That's Sassaman. Boy, they're taking pride in their kickoff cover team. And it pins Berwick deep in their own territory, trailing 28-0 to the Selinsgrove Seals, who are trying to make it back-to-back wins after the win a week ago, 33-0 over the Shamokin Indians. 9:47 to go here in the third quarter. Berwick takes it first down and 10. Quick throw this time. Got a man out there at the 31. Breaks a tackle and finally finished off. First down pickup for the Berwick Bulldogs out to the 38-yard line.
I believe that was Kishbaugh that he threw it to.
He makes the catch and turned it upfield. Both out and on the stop there for the Selinsgrove defense, but a good throw and catch and run by Berwick. Much needed as they're trying to gain some momentum here. They trail 28-0 to the Seals with 9:41 to go here in the third period.
Well, the ball's going to be in the air. Well, you know that's quite obvious. Being down by 4 scores.
Low
there
snap.
it is again.
Hits the turf, incomplete. Low snap to quarterback. He picked it up off the turf, got rid of it, but is thrown low to his intended receiver that time. Looked like it was Sheptok. Falls incomplete. Second down and 10 for the Berwick Bulldogs.
And it's a quick game. That's what they're relying on. That's what they had success with in the first half. So we're going to see more of that. We're going to see a bunch more of that.
I like with the guys up front, Ethan Miller, nose tackle. His brother Stephen Miller on the right side playing at defensive end. Spencer George playing on the left. Those guys up front playing really well. Now they're going to bring up Othout. No, they're going to back him up. They're going to stay with that 3-5 look. Othout coming on the blitz. So is Rumberger. Pressure on Lazinski. And they're finally going to take him down for the sack. That's Ethan Miller, just called his name. So that means it's Miller time.
Miller time. Both Millers were in there. Othout. Great pressure by the Seals.
Celebration between 43 and 44. And
you think they like each other if they're brothers?
Man, no, no brothers like each other.
They don't like each other, of course not.
They have to.
What am I saying?
It's awesome to see it, and I can't imagine John Miller and his family. They were going to sport some shirts here tonight.
Yeah, I want to see one.
I don't see them quite yet, but they were coming out with the Miller Time T-shirts supporting their 2 boys, Stephen Miller and Ethan Miller. Big play on that one. Throw again for Berwick. Looking to the right. Nothing there. Defended well. Now finally gets rid of it, and a man makes the catch in Selinsgrove territory. Making the catch that time was Kishbaugh. He makes the catch, drags the defender to the Selinsgrove 42-yard line. A lot of time that time for Lazinski on the throw that time.
Yeah, he did. It was well protected by Berwick. And again, like he did in the first half, I'm talking about Lazinski here. Lazinski, well, he stepped up perfectly through the inside. It looked like a dig route. Same exact play that hurt the Seals in the first half.
So the connection gets the ball in the Selinsgrove territory at the 42-yard line. Handoff this time goes alone back in the backfield. That's Aiden Mason. Dragging defenders. Ethan Miller trying to strip it. They're saying the ball came loose. Who has it? Any call yet? And they're going to say Selinsgrove comes away with it.
ripped it right out of his hands.
Ethan Miller uses that claw. That's that wrestling background. You get a hold of something, you ain't letting go, and he just ripped it right out of. Now their officials are chit-chatting here, but Selinsgrove celebrating here on the near side, thinking they've got the turnover, but there was an official call from the head referee yet, so.
No, that's a poor call. He ripped it right out of his hands. That's a very poor call.
So they're going to say it stays with the Berwick Bulldogs, and not sure.
And gave him a first down.
First down on the run as well. It was given to Mason, and Mason went off the left side. He was hit by Miller. It was dragging Miller for about 4 yards, and Miller looked like he ripped the ball away, but they're going to say it was down, which I don't think he ever really hit the ground. So somehow it stays with the Berwick Bulldogs. First down and 10, Selinsgrove territory at the 32. Quick throw this time, out to the right flat. Gets a block out there. Tucker Teets is going to make the stop, but Connor Grove trying to come up and make the stop.
Yep.
Tucker Teets had to run down the receiver from behind. Another first down pickup for the Berwick Bulldogs at the Selinsgrove 21-yard line. 8:20 to go in the third quarter. Selinsgrove leading 28-0 over the Berwick Bulldogs.
Looks like Grove is coming off the field on that play.
Selinsgrove at this point sporting 6 straight shutout quarters and trying to hold on to it here. The middle of the third period. Handoff goes to Mason. Off the right, dragging the defender, and then finally slammed to the turf at the 18-yard line.
Pickup of about 4 or 5.
Teague Hoover on the stop along with Althout, but Althout's going to come out, and Garrett Perdice will come into the game on this second down play here. Looks like they're going to give them about 4 as we go under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And again, Selinsgrove leading 28-0. Wide receivers to each side. Some motion up front for the Berwick Bulldogs. Second down and 6. Another quick throw this time, out into the flat. Man makes a move back from right to left, but then met by blue shirts, Brandon Howland.
No
gain
gain
on
on the
maybe
play.
1. Yeah, that's it. It's going to be a third down and 5.
Same deal. They're attacking with the quick outside stop route, and before the cover man for Selinsgrove can get up and make the play, they're getting yardage. That time, obviously, they kept them with a no gain.
So it'll be a third down play here. Coming up on 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Selinsgrove at this point leading 28-0 over the Berwick Bulldogs. Lozinski takes the shotgun snap. Quick throw this out to Knorr. Makes a catch, hit it immediately. He's going to go down. Is that Crossan making the stop? It is. And Knorr, you talked about he got up slowly one time before. He does again there after that catch and hit by Crossan.
Fourth down play. Berwick is going for it. 4 down territory when you're down 28 points. Same play again. I'm sorry, Pat. Same exact play again. It's just the outside flank quick pass.
And Berwick doing it again like they did in the first half, running a lot of plays. But at this point, Selinsgrove trying not to do any more than just bend here and not break. Fourth down play here for the Berwick Bulldogs at the Selinsgrove 18-yard line. Lozinski drops back under heavy pressure, hitting the backfield, gets away from a tackle, trying to stretch it first down. He's not going to get there. Parody makes the stop, turnover on downs, back to the Selinsgrove Seals.
I have to say, and it's probably my fault as much as anyone, we were corrected. We pronounce his name Parody. Okay?
But he appreciates his name being said no matter what way you say it.
He earns it. He earns it, that's for sure.
He brings energy, he brings enthusiasm, and boy, these guys feed off of that. He makes a big play. Turnover on downs. Selinsgrove defense, bend but not break mentality, comes up true again. Selinsgrove gets it on offense, leading 28-0. They have it at their own 16-yard line. Under center is Pastor. Going to give it to Teets. High pitch, but he's able to catch it. He's swallowed over by white shirts as he gets it out to about the 17-yard line. So a pickup of a couple. Second down play here for the Selinsgrove Seals. 5:54 and counting here in the third period. Selinsgrove try to improve to 2-2 on the season and make it back-to-back wins here in 2021.
I've noticed that the toss on that toss play from Pastor has been high the last couple times, and certainly that time was another one. That's a little bit dangerous.
Holt out the fullback here. See if he gets the call from the fullback. Nope, we got a whistle on the play. Again, Tucker Teets came into today 27 carries, 104 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Now you added another one to his total. So he has 4 touchdowns, while Brandon Heil came in tonight with 34 carries, 122 yards, and a touchdown. You got to add another touchdown to his credit, as he started all scoring with his 81-yard touchdown run for the Selinsgrove Seals. Following the penalty, it's going to be a second down and long. 5:20 to go here in the third period. Selinsgrove still shutting out the Berwick Bulldogs 28-0. Going to call second down and 14 as Gavin Bastian splits far to the left. Nate Ahmet to the right.
Oh, another procedure. Another procedure penalty. It looks like it's, I mean, hate to say that. Is our snap off a little bit? In other words, there was a whole bunch of people moving and the ball wasn't snapped.
So Selinsgrove's finding themselves going in the wrong direction, as they'll be inside their own 10-yard line at the 8-yard line now. Clock will wind. 5:05 to go here in the third period. Selinsgrove leading 28-0. And again, Nate Allman splits to the right. Gavin Bastian splits to the left. Pastor's going to be under center. I formation behind him. Turn, give it to the deep man. That's Tucker Teets off the left, and he just swarmed over. Good stop that time. They knew it was coming off the right side, trying to get the number. That's Kishball making the stop, and we got a man down on the field
Berwick.
for the Berwick Bulldogs. Chance updated some other scores going on around the valley as a part of our Blaze Alexander Nissan out-of-town scoreboard. Last reported here, Danville leading Loyalsock 14-12. Williamsport up on Central Mountain. We're going to reset our scores here, see if we can get some more updated scores. Some of these say they're still in the first quarter, so won't run down any more of those until we know we're a little bit further along. But again, all our scores are brought to you by Blaze Alexander Nissan. Seals coming up next week. They got Muhlenberg, as they'll be on the road, and after that they'll return home for homecoming night against the rival, the Shikellamy Braves. Last saw Shikellamy was leading. Updated score we have here, Shikellamy leading 28-6 over Executive Education Academy, simply called the EEA, and they're up on them 28-6. Other updated scores, again at halftime, 14-12, Danville leading Loyalsock. Hughesville trailing Mifflinburg 19-6. Again, those are all our updated scores, brought to you by Blaze Alexander Nissan, bringing you our out-of-town scoreboard.
Looks like third and close to 20.
Now you're just asking, being smart here, right? Just take it easy.
That's right.
Rely on that defense. It's just been stellar here again tonight, shutting out the Berwick Bulldogs at this point with 4:40 to go here in the third period. Selinsgrove leading 28-0. The official is raising the roof, throwing his hands up and down, but now we get the play clock reset. And it's I formation behind Pastor. Wide receivers to each side. Long count for Pastor. Taking the snap. Give it to the fullback. Not in there. Like you said, they're playing for all over that at this point. Good block that time.
That's being smart. That's playing smart football. When you're up by 4 scores, punt the ball away, execute the punt first.
I tell you, Damon Catherman is blocking his defender 7 yards downfield and all the way out to the numbers. I mean, he just continued that block. It's just blowing things up. Punting situation, like you said, Steve, you got to just catch the ball and kick it away. Let your defense do its thing on this 4th down and 19, 3:50 and counting to go here in the third period. Good snap.
Good.
Gets it away. It's a short kick. It's going to bounce, get a good roll for the Seals, hit the return man in the ankles. He picks it up, and he's going to be swallowed over and taken down at the 38-yard line in Selinsgrove territory as the Seals defense comes out feeling very confident, but they're going to be faced with Berwick, who has a short field at this point at the Selinsgrove 38-yard line.
Might be the best field position that they've started a series on. on the night. Close to it, if not.
So Selinsgrove.
That's those penalties.
Yep. The
Pat.
penalties forced them back, and Young did everything he could to get the ball out. Not one of his better kicks that way, but he got it out of the end zone, which is the number one thing. Like you said, Steve, catch it, get it out of there, and let your defense do its work. Berwick will have it first down and 10 at the Selinsgrove 38-yard line. 3:34 to go in the third. 28-0 lead for the Seals. Lozinski drops back under some pressure. He's going to take off and run with it. It is going to be hit, taken down. Is that Parody in on the stop, the initial guy there. They got help from other blue shirts, but that's going to be a pickup of almost 7, maybe 8. It'll be a second down and short for Berwick.
His scrambling's hurt the Seals the past couple series. But again, it's an aggressive pass rush, right? And he just steps up and he took off. It was good coverage downfield that time.
Going to send wide receivers to each side on a second down play here. It's been a lot of quick stuff by the Berwick Bulldogs here in the second half. See if they go back to that. Blitz coming for the Seals. Quick throw to the feet of Wilk. Falls incomplete. It'll be a third down and calling it 3. That quick throw, though, is unable to make the connection.
It's interesting because he's catching that snap from the center and throwing right now. He's not getting the seams to throw the football. A lot of quarterbacks can do that. Obviously, he's struggling with that. But that's how quick the ball's coming out.
As he throws it at the feet that time, it went incomplete. Third down and short for the Berwick Bulldogs. Brandon Heil goes from left to right, back to the right. Lazinski drops back, looking for the throw. It's going to be incomplete. Defended well that time by Crossan. Has a quick throw out there for Knorr, but defended well, falls incomplete. Here we have another fourth down play here for the Berwick Bulldogs. 2:48 to go in the third. Selinsgrove leading this one 28-0. Selinsgrove trying to get their first win out of conference. They played Pottsville to open up the season, lost 12-0. And then they went into conference for back-to-back games, lost to Jersey Shore 9-7, beat Shamokin 33-0, and now they're out of conference again, taking on the Berwick Bulldogs on this fourth down play here. Quick snap to Lazinski. He's got some time. Looking deep down the left sideline. Got a man out there in the end zone. Touchdown for the Berwick Bulldogs.
Boy, that was a nice throw. That was the best throw he's made all night, bar none. And he's been throwing better.
And defended well.
It was right. It
was right there.
Great throw and great catch. The only one spot it could go.
They took a chance there, throwing it deep. They figure if it doesn't go, it's turnover on downs, and boy, they make that connection. And like you said, Steve, just perfectly thrown by Lozinski. And now it brings the kicking team out, trying to add to the extra point here. This is Hinkle who will try to tackle on the extra point as the Berwick Bulldogs get on the board for the first time here tonight against the Seal defense. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So it cuts the lead to 28-7. Selinsgrove still lead here in the third with 2:43 to go in the third quarter. So the Berwick Bulldogs trying to gain some momentum here. One thing we always talked about over the years, talked about Ryan Brandt when he and I did it, and then Dave, and we'll keep the tradition. How do we answer when the opposing team scores? And right now, the Selinsgrove Seals, they don't want to let the foot off the gas.
That's right.
And like you talked about in that last possession, it was harmed by penalties. You can't get sloppy. Get a possession together here and answer that touchdown by the Berwick Bulldogs. That's the recipe that the Seals are looking for right now.
And the other thing that's adding up with this is the defense is on the field a lot because of the offense scoring quickly. I mean, you saw it at halftime stats. Seals had 14 possessions, but had 21 points. Well, now they're on the field, and that's starting to add up on a hot, humid night. There's a lot of things that can still happen in this game.
So it's a 38-yard touchdown reception. It gets the Berwick Bulldogs on the board, completing a 4-play drive, covering 38 yards, and it's a 28-7 lead for the Selinsgrove Seals. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary. Tucker Teets takes it from right to left, shakes a defender at the 20, and it'll go down there. He'll have the ball at the 20-yard line, so Selinsgrove Seals will take over first down and 10 as they've seen the first defensive score or given up their first touchdown in
a while.
6 quarters.
Yep, in a while.
So now it's about answering that to see what the Selinsgrove Seals can do here. They'll have it at their own 20-yard line. Sophomore quarterback Mark Pastor's had another good, productive evening. They've had a good, productive day running the ball as well, have the Selinsgrove Seals. They're going to rely on that here. Can they run the ball, or Berwick just play it for the run? Selinsgrove try to open it up a little bit. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers to the right. 1 wide receiver in on the slot on the left, but there's going to be a timeout taken. We're looking for personnel. Connor Grove is being called into the game. Looked like they were short on their personnel, so they have to take a timeout here. Not the way you want to start when we're talking about trying to answer the Berwick touchdown.
So basically there were 10 people on the field. So that's the second timeout they've used with one to go. This momentum's got to go and get back in the Seals' favor from this point on. First down.
Again, the Berwick Bulldogs scored on a 38-yard touchdown reception by Kishball. Came with 2:43 to go in the third quarter. 4-play drive covering 38 yards. Took 51 seconds. The extra point was good. And Selinsgrove sees their lead cut to 28-7. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary. So following the timeout, Selinsgrove breaks out of the huddle. They're going to send 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cale Bastian has checked in at the tight end position. He's on the left side of the formation. Nate Ahmed's going to go in motion. Fake to Ahmed. The ball is fumbled. Pastor jumps on top of it. Look, he was getting ready to hand off to Nate Ahmed. There was a mishap there. It hits the turf, and he's fortunate to jump on top of it. But it's a loss on the play and a loss down there for Selinsgrove. As now be a second down and long, coming up on 2:10 to go here in the third quarter.
Okay, now they've got to make something happen here. That could have been disastrous. Disastrous.
Selinsgrove only had 3 first downs in that first half to race out to the 21-0 lead. Just to talk about what you said, Steve, with your defense is getting tired, getting later in the game. Got to put an offensive possession here together. Pastor takes the snap. Look it, under heavy pressure. Got to throw it out there. Reception's made. That time, short pickup. That is by Bastian. That's Gavin Bastian making the catch. It's going to be a 3rd down and 8 for the Selinsgrove Seals. Quick throw that time by Pastor.
They're running that play clock down to the fullest extent. I get it. I understand it, but they were lucky to get that one off.
And it's a long time for your offensive linemen to sit and wait as well. Sometimes you like to get up and just be hungry and go.
We're going to hit the same thing again. They're now below 10 seconds.
Yep, they're at 5. Now they got to sprint up. At 1, and get the snap ball. Pastor drops back, under heavy pressure. Gets away from 2 guys. Trying to take off with it. And it's a ball on turf. Nope, it's not on the turf, but it's going to be a 4th down and a punting situation for the Seals.
Boy, some sloppy play, guys.
Yeah, Derek Hibbs showing his displeasure on that play there. Just not a good possession, like you said, when we put a lot of emphasis on how are you going to answer the touchdown for the Berwick Bulldogs. And, boy, you got to right back to them. There's still a lot of time to play. I feel like we're later in the game the way that it feels right now, but we're not.
Quarter to go.
We're 30 seconds to go here in the third. Looking for a good snap here so Carter Young can punt it away. 2 return guys for Berwick standing in Selinsgrove territory. Good snap. The punt is away. It's a good punt. It's going to hit the turf, get a good Selinsgrove roll. Teague Hoover's going to run down and let it roll.
Nice punt.
Now he's waving it along, trying to get a couple more yards out of it. And it'll go all the way to the 33-yard line. So sophomore punter comes up big for the Selinsgrove Seals. Berwick will take over first down at 10, trailing 28-7.
Well, we're going to see the quick perimeter passes, the flanker screens. Got to get some inside pressure so the quarterback can't scramble and play some solid defense. These guys are Berwick's going to try to stretch the field. With a quarter to go, down by 3 scores, they're going to stretch the field.
And truly, they don't need to be in a super duper hurry to take it down with a whole quarter still to play. We think it would be the final play of the third quarter with just 9 seconds on the third quarter clock. Lazinski in a shotgun, gives it to Mason. He's got room, second level, following a block. He's got a first down. He's going to be upended at their own 46-yard line. And with the stoppage to set the change, the clock will run, and that looks like that'll be the last play of the third quarter. But momentum right now all on the Berwick side. They are trailing 28-7. Flip side of the field, Berwick will have it first down and 10 at their own 46-yard line. This is Selinsgrove football presented by Selinsgrove Ford on Eagle 107, Eagle107.com, and on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel.
Blaze Alexander. Buy the best pre-owned vehicle from the area's #1 certified pre-owned Ford dealer, Selinsgrove Ford. Selinsgrove Ford at the Bridge in Selinsgrove and at SelinsgroveFord.com.
Mark and Troy here from Zimmerman Motors, and it's our Red Tag Trade-Up event.
You probably heard this before, but there's no better time to upgrade your vehicle. Trade values are at an all-time high.
We have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles, all at special Red Tag prices for this event, and we can upgrade your vehicle for probably less than you think.
If you have challenge credit, we also have a program that may help you out. So come into Zimmerman's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today on Route 61 in Sunbury. Visit us online at ZimmermanJeep.com or call us at 570-988-JEEP.
Here on Eagle 107, Eagle107.com, and on the Sunbury Broadcasting YouTube, Sports Live YouTube channel. Lazinski rolling to the left, getting heavy pressure, still looking, gets rid of it, sails out of bounds, heavy pressure by defensive end Stephen Miller, and Lazinski does everything he could just to avoid that, gets rid of it. It'll set up a second down and 10 for the Berwick Bulldogs. Just moving into the fourth quarter, Selinsgrove leading this one 28-7. Selinsgrove started out the lead 28-0. Heil touchdown run. Teague Hoover punt return touchdown. Tucker Teets 64-yard touchdown run. Nate Armit had the 25-yard reception, and then Berwick got on the board finally on a 38-yard reception. That's where we stand, 28-7, as we've just moved into the fourth quarter. Lazinski drops back under heavy pressure from Miller. Being taken from behind, and Miller will drive him into the turf.
So, part of that is the coverage. So the cornerbacks have really tightened up. You notice how loose they were earlier, which is why Berwick was throwing the outside quick game very quickly. They tightened right down. He looked for them twice on that play. Miller obviously with great, with a great job on the sack of the quarterback. So, but that was also coupled with great coverage.
So big play there, just when you need it by the defense, forces Berwick back to their own 43-yard line. Third down play here for Berwick. Low snap to Lazinski under heavy pressure, gets rid of it, looking for Mason out of the backfield. Rothenball, heavy pressure that time, falls incomplete. It'll be a fourth down here and a punting situation for the Berwick Bulldogs.
Nice defense, nice adjustment by the defense. Looks like a couple new guys in the secondary. I don't think Connor Grove was out on that series.
Fourth down here, dropping back will be Teague Hoover and Tucker Teets. Teague Hoover has a punt return to his credit tonight. This one's going to go away. It's going to be a good punt. It's going to be Teague Hoover at the 26. Getting to the edge. Got room. Up the left sideline. Looking for one more block from Miller. And he's going to go the distance. His second of the night. Touchdown, Selinsgrove Seals.
Amazing. Very well blocked. Did you see the picket fence block on that?
Absolutely. What patience to allow that to set up. And once he got to the wall, ran it down the left sideline. Stephen Miller leading the brigade. And Teague Hoover gets his second touchdown from a punt return. This one coming from 75 yards out, and the Selinsgrove Seals answer in a big way when it looked like the Berwick Bulldogs are gathering some momentum.
Could be the backbreaker.
Definitely
Could be the backbreaker.
A huge candidate as the backbreaker play of the game, sponsored by Schmokerdam Health Center. Good snap. Nick Rice hold. Kick is up, and it's good. Carter Young's been perfect on the night. He did struggle on 2 a week ago, but not tonight, as Selinsgrove pushes the lead back out to 35-7 over the Berwick Bulldogs on a 75-yard punt return, the second of the night for senior return man Teague Hoover. And now the Selinsgrove Seals will go back on defense, and the Berwick Bulldogs look up at the board and see themselves down 4 touchdowns once again.
But the defense is a little bit different philosophy now. What did we say before? They played a little bit different coverage, got some pressure up front. Berwick has to throw the football. They can't run it. Maybe some draws. I would be cautious for maybe some screen play here, inside screen, which we hadn't seen. That's how they have to defend from here on out.
And you talked about that wall that was set up. You could see it right in front of us. He was coming our way. And boy, just the blue shirts leading the way with just minimal white shirts trying to defend it. And Teague Hoover tiptoes down the left sideline, takes it in for the score. And Selinsgrove again racing out to a 35-7 lead. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary. Young will kick this one away. High kick, return man takes it at the 12. He's at the 20, 25, picking up some speed. He's into the second level. He's going to be up the left sideline, trying to outrun Tucker Teets. Makes a move at the 25, and it knocked out of bounds. Give credit to Tucker Teets coming from all the way on the other side to stop what looked to be a punt return for the Berwick Bulldogs. So
explosive kids, explosive players, explosive plays.
So Selinsgrove sees Berwick in business after the long kickoff return to take it to the 19-yard line, covering 69 yards on that return that time for the Berwick Bulldogs, and they're in business at the Selinsgrove 19-yard line.
And the defense is back out in the field again because of quick
the big
scores.
Plays, absolutely. You mentioned that, and that's huge. Asking a lot of this defense. These guys in high school obviously play both ways, special teams, punters, kicker, everything. As Nate Almond will line at quarterback corner on the left side. So confusion for the Berwick Bulldogs personnel-wise. Lozinski takes the snap out of the shotgun. Under some pressure from Ethan Miller. He's going to get rid of it. He's got a man at the 5-yard line. That's English, and he's going to tiptoe into the end zone for the Berwick touchdown. So Berwick takes advantage of the long 69-yard kickoff return and one-play drive. English makes the reception, takes it into the end zone for the touchdown for the Berwick Bulldogs.
He scrambled, didn't have containment on the left side of the field, and it's good throw and catch. Again, I can see what they like about this quarterback. There's no question about it.
He has good size. We saw the strength when he threw the touchdown to Kishball, and it fell right into the basket here. He had to find a wide open English, does, and gets Berwick on the board again, and the extra point is good. So with 10:28, after Selinsgrove just scored on the punt return, 10:28 to go in the ball game, the Selinsgrove Seals see the Berwick Bulldogs get their second score to cut the lead after the extra point's good to 35-14, and all set up by the 69-yard punt or kickoff return by the Berwick Bulldogs.
You know, Pat, you made a point that gets overlooked often in high school football. Look at how many of these guys are on every special team, offense, defense. I would say outside of the offensive line. It's all the same players. And these guys are on the field. That's part of football, though. I don't want to make an excuse for anything. They meaning the Selinsgrove defense, is getting a little bit gassed. There's no question about that.
As they see their lead cut to 35-14. Return man, is this Tucker Teets again? Or it'll be slammed to the turn. It's Nate Ahmed taking it to the 34-yard line. So good return by your senior return man. Selinsgrove take over Again, can they answer the touchdown by the Berwick Bulldogs, who have just cut into the lead to make it 35-14 with 10:21 to go in the ball game?
Big series again for the Seals offense.
I like the element. When the team knows you're going to run the ball, can your offensive lineman move that line of scrimmage, push them off the ball, and still pick up positive yards? It'll say a lot about this Selinsgrove offensive line and the Selinsgrove offense if they're able to cross lines and move the chains. It's going to go to Teets off the left. Spins, falls forward, hit at
Couple yards.
Yeah, hit at the 35 and then falls forward. Actually, it'll get him all the way out to the 37-yard line. So a positive play that time for the Seals. 2nd down and 8. 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Selinsgrove leading this one 35-14, trying to make it back-to-back wins for the Seals after last week's win over the Shamokin Indians, where they won 33-0. Selinsgrove up 35-14 at this point over the Berwick Bulldogs.
Okay.
Quiet here as anticipating Pastor giving that ball off and
There's
going off to the left.
A lot of people there to block. The safeties are, 6, 7 yards off the line of scrimmage by the time the ball snapped.
Again, Taylor made the reception from 19 yards out for the Berwick Bulldogs. That was a one-play, 19-yard play. The extra point was good, cut the lead to 35-14. Selinsgrove still leading, but that's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary.
Here we go, boys. Big down.
3rd down here for the Seals. 3rd down and 7 with 9 minutes to go in the game. Pastor's got some time. Got a man behind the defense. That's all of it. Making the catch at the 30. Takes the tackle. 10, 5. Touchdown, Selinsgrove Seals.
Super job. Super job. Straight fade. Pastor let it fly.
61-yard connection from sophomore quarterback to the top receiver for the Seals. Nate Almond makes the catch, covers the 61 yards, takes it into the end zone. Touchdown for the Selinsgrove Seals.
Great execution. A great call. Good job, Mike Ferrero, offensive coordinator. Great call. Berwick did not expect that on a 3rd down play.
Laid it in there. Nate Almond separated from the defender as Carter Young tries to stay perfect on the night, and he does. It's good. So answer. That's what you get by the Selinsgrove offense as they're able to extend their lead back to 42-14 here in the 4th quarter with 8:54 and a lot of time still to play here. As Selinsgrove gets an important long touchdown throw from sophomore quarterback Mark Pastor, covering 3 plays, going 65 yards, took 1 minute and 27 seconds. Pastor to Ahmed for that 61-yard touchdown reception. The extra point's good. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary.
Pat, my neck's getting sore.
It's like watching tennis.
This is big play after big play after big, and now Berwick's into the mix with big plays.
And one of the things you say about, so the defense has got to jog back out now with a 3-play drive.
They get a minute rest. They got a minute rest on this drive. Fortunately, the points are adding up, though.
When Zach gives me the sticker to tell me how far these plays are, I'm looking in front of me, 61, 75, and 69. The 69 was the kickoff return, so keep that in mind, because the last time Seals kicked it off, the return man for the Berwick Bulldogs was able to take it 69 yards, and that's something that's got to be fixed. Line drive kick's going to hit at the 20, roll, and go out of bounds.
Well, that I get it. Not necessarily a bad thing. They'll get the ball on the 35-yard line, but the Bulldogs did not return a big kick.
Again, Selinsgrove answers with that 61-yard touchdown reception by senior Nate Almond from Pastor. That was a 3-play drive covering 65 yards. Took 1 minute and 27 seconds. The extra point by Carter Young is good. And again, Selinsgrove leading at this point with 8:54 to go, leading 42-14. Selinsgrove has now surpassed 33-plus points in back-to-back. When we talked about this offense, can they muster up points? And boy, they've done it in back-to-back weeks. We got one of the kids being doing a little body surfing along the student body here in front of us. Take care of him now. Shotgun formation for Lozinski. Steps up again. He's got a man deep. And not able to make the connection. Well, you talked about their quarterback's able to step up. He does keep his eye downfield and unable to make that connection. Did have his Slabinski beyond the defense, unable to make the connection. Falls incomplete. It'll be a 2nd down and 10.
It's, for whatever reason, I think the defensive line may have looped out on that one, but he's stepping up. The Seals don't seem to get a quality inside rush, and that might be because of how they're playing. So it's not that things that they're not doing, they're just by their alignment. He's stepping up inside.
2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. 2 wide receivers split to the left. Lozinski drops back, looking left. Got a man? Nope. In and out of his hands, and almost intercepted by Nate Allman. And by the way, Steve, if he would have had that interception, Nate Allman would have taken it to the house.
No question.
And somebody might have predicted that in the pregame show. I want a defense.
You still have almost 9 minutes.
I want a defensive touchdown, and you know they're going to throw it 25 more times at least. So let's see what happens here.
You're like a prophet.
Oh, my gosh.
Pat the prophet.
Just got an updated score. This is the latest Ryan Brandt just sent me. Wyoming area 30, Southern Columbia 29 in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Fumbled snap. Lozinski being chased by Heil. Hit after he gets rid of it. It hits the turf, falls incomplete. Heavy pressure that time by Auburn coming in. Spencer George comes over, trying to help out the quarterback who gets up with the little hitch in his giddy up after getting the heavy pressure off of Brandon Heil off the edge.
Good defense. Good defense there. They're coming through. The Seals are coming through as many plays as they've been on the field defensively. They're still executing. Nice play.
Punting situation here. Nora will come out to punt this one away for the Bulldogs. Teague Hoover has 2 punt returns to his credit on the night. This one's going to go to Teets. Teets at the 30. Makes a man miss at the 35. Trying to get to the edge. Gets a good block from Teague Hoover. Flags will be thrown.
I don't know if that was a...
A flag will be thrown. Teets has seen more flags thrown on his returns. So this one's going to come back. But, again, keeping you updated on other scores going on around the Valley, as the big one everyone's keeping an eye on now is the Southern Columbia Tigers trailing at this point. We got Bloomsburg up on Midwest 27-4 or 27-7. Let's get some other updated scores. Of course, you can find them all on the Sunbury Broadcasting Corporation app. You got Shamokin leading Greater Nanticoke 28-6. Mount Carmel up on Montoursville, last reported 21-0.
Wow.
And again, Bloomsburg leading Midwest 24-0. All those scores brought to you by Blaze Alexander Nissan. Again, you find that on the Sunbury Broadcasting Corporation app, and you can keep yourself updated on all the other scores going around the Valley. Deep man Teets gets the call. Shows his strength to get beyond the 35, out to the 37-yard line, and that's a great run to start a possession. We're going to try to use some clock.
I was just going to say that's what 3 yards they can't stop you, and that's the mission right now. As you said, keep that clock going. I think Berwick still has 3 timeouts. They didn't use one. Seals used 2 at this stage of the game.
Selinsgrove comes out. 2nd down, and we'll call it a long 6 for the Seals. I formation behind Pastor. Takes it. Deep man Teets gets the call again. Shaking defenders, dragging them to the 40-yard line. So it'll be a 3rd down and 3 for the Seals. Trying to cross lines, move chains, and if they can do it here, use a lot more clock, as right now they're leading 42-14 with 7:25 to go here in the ball game.
Big 3rd down play here, boys.
We have a lot of candidates to determine the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. Stick around after the game. We'll bring you the Eagle 107 post-game show. We'll get stats from our stat man, Zach Showers. We'll get the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game, update on some final rundown of some scores, and also final analysis from our coach in the booth, Steve Briggs. Handoff goes to the up man this time, and Going to be depending on a spot there. They are stopping. It looks like they're going to give them a first down, which becomes a huge first down for the Selinsgrove Seals with 6:50 to go.
They gave it to them.
Officials
First
are looking
down.
back and forth. They're still hesitating. They're not moving the chains yet. They're
moving.
All right, guys, let's coordinate this a little bit. It certainly does. All right, now we got the official back here raising the roof, and if you all know what raising a roof, and he's asking everyone to pick it up.
Yep.
Seen a lot of it here tonight. Not sure what the deal is with this play clock, but had some confusion. Selinsgrove gets the first down. They'll stay with the I formation with wide receivers each side. Pastore's going to watch the clock wind down. Still got 28 seconds, but he's going to give it to the fullback, Rumberger. Bouncing off tackles. Gets into Berwick territory.
And
still going. Dragging. He's going to get enough for a Selinsgrove first down.
I think they marked it.
How do you stop that? He was dragging the entire team. I think Coach Carm was even out there trying to stop that run. It was everybody, but Corey Rumberger showing his strength. He drags guys after initial hit for 9 yards. It'll be a second down and 1 for the Selinsgrove Seals. They have it in Berwick territory at the 48-yard line. Nate Allman splits to the right. He has a touchdown reception on the night. Bastion to the left. I formation behind Pastor. Takes snap. Fullback gets the call. First down. That's Ethan Miller. Bouncing off guys. Going to take it to the 41-yard line. So the clock will stop as they set the chains, but exactly what you're asking for at this point from your offense.
The offensive line is coming off the football. But again, they haven't played a lot of plays in relationship to the defense.
Given
Good
exactly
spot.
what the defense is asking for.
Good place to be.
And I say it, what's your team able to do when your defense knows you're going to run the ball? They're stacking up. They know you're going to run. What can you do on the offensive side? And to this point, Selinsgrove's come up big. That offensive line is resetting the line of scrimmage. I formation again. Turn. Give it to the fullback. Into the secondary is Ethan Miller. Up the left sideline. Bouncing off guys. Inside of the 30. Down to the 27-yard line goes your freshman fullback, number 44, Ethan Miller.
Just protect that rock. He gave him the keep feeding me. Feed me. Just
Elliott, he was doing the,
yep.
What's it, Ezekiel Elliott, feed me. He brings some energy from his freshman standpoint, but boy, see if he does get some more here. Good run there, pick up a first down inside the Berwick 30-yard line. Clock under 5, Pastor under center, takes a step, give it to him again. He's dragging defenders. He gets inside the 25, down close to the 22-yard line, gets up, says, here, Mr. Official, you take this ball because I'm going to get it again here in a minute. As he looks like he's going to come out of the game, get a breather. Now you're going to get some new numbers in there. You can see that. Jessa Maria checks in, number 27.
There's a bunch of Berwick New Jerseys as well.
See 53 comes into the game. Caden Smith. Spencer George checks in on the offensive side. Holtzapfel will play the fullback position. Jessa Maria checks in. He's going to dot the I in the I formation. Going to give it to the fullback. That's Holtzapfel. He gets to feel what it's like to get a good push from that offensive line, and he's bullying guys. Still going.
Protect that ball.
Absolutely. He's being held up there. That's by design, because then all the other guys go in and try to rip the ball away as the clock will continue to run after they set the change. 3:40 to go in the game. Selinsgrove leading this one 42-14 over the Berwick Bulldogs. Checking in at quarterback will be Cale Bastion, the sophomore, 5'11", 172 pounds. He did play on the offensive side some early on in that third period, playing some tight end, but he checks in at the quarterback position. I formation, wide receivers at each side, including Feldman. He's split to the left. Give it to the fullback, Holtzapfel. He's dragging defender, trying to get to the 11-yard line. They're trying to hold him up and rip that ball out. The whistle stops.
But the clock keeps going.
Coming up on 3 minutes to go.
Love the fact that Coach Hicks is getting everybody on the field.
And the crowd here on the near side enjoying what they saw here tonight as Selinsgrove gets a home win, their first home win in 2021 after falling to Jersey Shore just 2 weeks ago. But Selinsgrove puts impressive back-to-back games after beating Shamokin a week ago 33-0. They lead this one 42-14 with 2:35 to go in the game. Splitting left is Cody Mather, but it's going to go to the deep man, Jessa Maria. He's got the ball at the 5. He's trying to drag the pile down to the 2-yard line on the run that time for the Selinsgrove Seals.
First and goal from the 1, maybe the 1-yard line or just inside the 1-yard line.
As Jessa Maria was the recipient of that one, and again, even the backup offensive line, you love when the guys come in and there's no drop-off. They come in and are making things happen up front for the Selinsgrove Seals, trying to get all the numbers of the guys up front and trying to give them credit. Ran off a couple ones already and trying to get some others up there as well. See, Straub is still in number 61. He remains in there. Ryan Straub.
Got to hurry up. Hurry
Clock
up.
is under 4. Wide receivers each side. Bastion under center. Gets the hand. He's going to take it himself into the end zone. There's a flag on the play.
The right Z-back, the right flanker was not out in position when the ball was snapped.
So that's going to take away the keeper by Bastion, which would have been a touchdown. But like you said, Steve, there's a penalty on the play. People weren't set, so that's going to bring back the touchdown run by quarterback.
Wait a minute.
Cale Bastion.
They put the ball on the PAT mark.
Talking about it. Oh, now they're walking it back.
But the silver lining here is maybe they can run the clock out.
Be first down, goal to go. They're going to mark it at the 6-yard line for Bastion. Will get the call from the sideline. Selinsgrove will be on the road next week at Muhlenberg, and we'll be there with them. Clock under 5 seconds. 3, 2, and snap goes, and kneeling down will be Bastion as they're going to let the clock run. 1:25 and counting, and stick around after this game goes final. We'll have the Eagle 107 post-game show for you. We'll get the stat rundown from our stat man, Zach Showers. We'll get you update on other scores going on around the valley. We'll get Steve's analysis of the ball game here tonight as Selinsgrove get back-to-back wins and set up a road game against Muhlenberg next week. And again, that's all part of our post-game show, including the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. Clock's at 50 seconds to go on a second down goal to go, and Bastion will take a knee here. Impressive win here. Just when it looked like Berwick was going to press him a little bit, try to gain some momentum, and Selinsgrove answered in a big way multiple times and big plays everywhere, including 2 punt returns by Teague Hoover, your senior return man for the Selinsgrove Seals. One more snap here, and this ball game is over. The Selinsgrove Seals improved to 2-2 and back-to-back wins as they take on the Berwick Bulldogs and win here tonight. 42-14 over the Berwick Bulldogs as the Bulldogs fall to 1-3. Take a break, come back, we'll have the Eagle 107 post-game show for you. This is Selinsgrove football presented by Selinsgrove Ford on Eagle 107, eagle107.com, and on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel.
Buy the best pre-owned vehicle from the area's #1 certified pre-owned Ford dealer, Selinsgrove Ford. Selinsgrove Ford at the Bridge in Selinsgrove and at selinsgroveford.com.
impressive outing as they beat the Berwick Bulldogs 42-14. And it all happened right here on Eagle 107, eagle107.com, on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel. Impressive performance by the Seals. Started out with an 81-yard touchdown run by Brandon Heil. That came with 4:48 to go in the first quarter. That was a one-play drive covering 81 yards. Took 13 seconds. The extra point good, and Selinsgrove led 7-0 at that point. Then Selinsgrove would see Teague Hoover, the fellow senior, take a 45-yard punt return off the turf, take it in the end zone. Extra point good, and Selinsgrove led 14-0 with 3:01 to go in the first quarter. That would be the score at the end of the first quarter. Selinsgrove led 14-0. Then Tucker Tietz will get in the scoring column as he get his 4th touchdown of the season. He goes 64 yards, 2-play drive covering 59 yards, took 22 seconds. 21-0 lead for the Seals after the extra point by Carter Young is good. That was with 11:50 to go in the second quarter. That would be the score at halftime. Selinsgrove led 21-0. Steve and I talked about it. What do you do when you go into halftime? Understanding there's still a lot of game to play. A lot still has to happen. You can't get yourself thinking this one's over. We knew Coach Carn would come out at halftime wanting to do some more things, and I thought Berwick did some things. And you talked about it, how they were trying to go to the quick game, but then you mentioned it too. Selinsgrove adjusted to that.
Yes, they did. And Pat, it was a total domination. Saying that, you always look at, okay, where did a team actually outplay in different instances? The only positive thing that I would say from Berwick, which is not really a negative to Selinsgrove, they got tired. The defense was on the field the majority of the day. They ended up getting tired, and then they snapped back. They won the Seals won on defense. They won on offense. They won, obviously, in the kicking game. Whenever you score twice in the kicking, that's a big deal. And obviously, the coaches have done a fabulous job. I'm going to lean on them a little bit. These guys are believing in themselves. They're playing with confidence. Look how they're throwing the football around. A lot of good things right now, Pat. A lot of good things.
Well, they did just that coming out in the second half, and Nate Almond got in the scoring column on a 25-yard touchdown reception with 9:57 to go in the third quarter. 4-play drive. Covering 82 yards, took just under 2 minutes for that to happen. The extra point good, and it was a 28-0 lead for the Seals. Berwick would finally get on the board, a 38-yard touchdown pass to Kishball. That came with 2:43 to go in the third. That completed also on a 4-play drive covering 38 yards, just took 51 seconds. And after the extra point was good, Selinsgrove saw their lead cut to 28-7. That would be the score at the end of the third quarter. But then Selinsgrove get on the board again, and just as you mentioned, anytime you get 2 punt returns for a touchdown, as Selinsgrove did tonight when Teague Hoover went for 75 yards, the extra point good, and Selinsgrove would regain a touchdown, or regain the lead to make it 35-7. Push their lead back out to 35-7. But then Berwick would score again as Taylor would make a catch from 19 yards out. That was just a 1-play drive, so cut the lead to 35-14 before Selinsgrove would end with a Nate Almond 61-yard touchdown reception with 8:54 to go in the ball game, completing a 3-play drive, going 65 yards. Again, Carter Young, who was perfect on PATs. You know that young man worked hard during the week after 2 were missed last week, but boy, he was able to be true and perfect on the night as he kicks the extra point, pushed Selinsgrove lead to 42-14, and that would be the final score. Selinsgrove improved to 2-2, and Berwick falls to 1-3. Selinsgrove will take on Muhlenberg next week. Berwick doesn't get much easier. They have to take on the Williamsport Millionaires. Now we move to the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. And, when you talk about backbreaker, was there some momentum that Berwick had developed somewhere at a point in the game, and then Selinsgrove comes up with a big play that we would consider as the backbreaker play of the game? Boy, you have a few different candidates to pick from.
I still have to lean on the second punt return touchdown. I think that took any air out of it. I know the last pass play, which was fabulous, but at that point I think Berwick was already kind of reeling. So my vote would be the second punt return.
Well, and the reason that's a good call on that is because, remember, Berwick had just scored to cut it to 28-7, and by getting the punt return, not only did defense make the stop, but they forced them to punt it, and to see Teague Hoover take it 75 yards, you're talking about a deflated feeling when you just thought maybe you were gaining just a little bit of momentum were the Berwick Bulldogs, and they did not when Teague Hoover went for 75 yards. So that's the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. Shamokin Dam Health Center offering medical care, chiropractic care, rehabilitation, and more. Call 743-4333 for an appointment. That's your Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. We're going to take a break, come back, continue with the Eagle 107 post-game show. We'll get stats from our stat man, Zach Showers, give you our final thoughts and even updated scores going on around the valley. All part of the Eagle 107 post-game show here on Eagle 107 at eagle107.com.
Selinsgrove Ford, your number one.
Just saw the Seals in impressive fashion beat the Berwick Bulldogs 42-14. Just given the stats from Zach Showers, let's take a look at those numbers. First, for the Berwick Bulldogs, team numbers: 15 first downs, 83 yards rushing, 160 through the air. So total yards of 243 for the Berwick Bulldogs on 56 plays. They did have 6 penalties on the night to the Berwick Bulldogs, which all came in the first half. For the Selinsgrove Seals, 12 first downs. That surpasses their most they've had in the last couple years. So congrats to the first down totals for the Selinsgrove Seals. In the rushing department, domination here tonight. You said it, Steve. It was a domination by the Selinsgrove team in all facets, and mostly in the rushing game. They go for 252 yards on the ground, 101 through the air for a combined of 353 total yards, and it came on 37 plays for the Selinsgrove Seals. They did have 8 penalties. They had 1 fumble. Berwick actually ended up with 2 turnovers, an interception, and a fumble. Teague Hoover comes up with the big punt returns tonight. Like we talked about, the 75-yard punt return was the big one, and was able to give Selinsgrove a touchdown after Berwick looked like they had gained some momentum. When you look at those numbers there, Steve, 252 obviously is the one that's going to jump out, and when you put up a total of 353, that's going to win you a lot of ball games.
You better believe it. And again, we said it from the get-go. Last week, Seals didn't run the ball very much, even though it was an outstanding win. They had to establish the run game tonight, and they certainly did in fabulous fashion. So it shows a balance, but it shows that they're able to do things offensively that they need to do to have success, and that's going to come into play later down the road in some pretty big games. I don't know a thing about Muhlenberg, but this football team is starting to run on all cylinders, and that's a great thing.
Picking up that momentum that we talked about. Look at individual numbers first for the Berwick Bulldogs in the passing department. Lonzinski, 12 for 29, 160 yards. Did have 2 touchdown passes on the night. Did throw 1 pick, did the Berwick quarterback. His main target tonight was Kishball, 3 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown reception from 38 yards, and one of the better throws and catches you'll see on any level, and that gave Berwick their first score of the night. Slabinski also had 4 catches for 26 yards for the Berwick Bulldogs. In the rushing department, Aiden Mason, 17 carries for just 67 yards. That's coming off a 123-yard performance the prior week. So Seals defense comes up big, shutting down the leading rusher for the Berwick Bulldogs, 17 carries for 68 yards. For the Selinsgrove Seals, passing department, Pastor, 4 for 5. Pretty darn efficient, 101 yards and 2 touchdowns for the sophomore quarterback. His main target again here tonight, Nate Ahmet, 2 catches, 86 yards, and 2 touchdowns to his credit. Bastian had 2 catches for 15 yards. In the rushing department, Selinsgrove Teets, 9 carries, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. Heil, 8 carries, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ethan Miller got some calls late in that, made the most of it on 3 carries for 25 yards. If there was more time on the clock, he wanted to continue to be fed, and there just wasn't enough time left on the clock. So sorry about that, Ethan, but he's going to get a lot more carries. He's running the way he did late in that ball game for the Selinsgrove offense. Rumberger, 3 carries, 16 yards, and later in the game, you saw Holtzapple. He had 2 carries for 11 yards. Justin Maria had a carry for 11, and Pastor was sacked a few too many times to the liking of the Selinsgrove offense. But again, not to take away from his performance here tonight with the 2 touchdown performance for the sophomore quarterback for the Selinsgrove Seals. So again, Selinsgrove comes away with the win. They beat the Berwick Bulldogs to improve to 4-2. As they improved to 2-2 with a 42-14 win over the Berwick Bulldogs. Bloom was up on Midwest. Just checking other scores before we go off the air here. They were leading 34-14 over Midwest. Danville was leading Loyalsock was leading the last updated score we had, 20-14. Central Mountain and Williamsport went to overtime. Mifflinburg leading Hughesville 25-6, and our Blaze Alexander Ford tough game of the week. As we talked about, that's the Central Mountain Williamsport. We picked a good one. Southern up now, the latest we got, 35-30 with less than a minute to go against Wyoming area. Sounds like a great one happening there for the Southern Columbia Tigers. So again, Seals win here, improve to 2-2. They went 42-14, make it back-to-back wins. We'll be at Muhlenberg next week. Join us here on Eagle 107, Eagle107.com, and on the Sunbury Broadcasting Sports Live YouTube channel. For Zach Showers, our stat guy, Rick Erdman, our producer, and Steve Briggs, I'm Pat O'Brien saying thanks for joining us for Seals football here on Eagle 107, Eagle107.com, and on Sunbury Broadcasting Sports Live YouTube channel.